moment? Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Lost the ability to speak. Well, so far so good. Actually good to be back. Funny enough, it's good to be back. Many times I will return, and I'm not going to lie, not that we have the, toughest jobs in the world here, but you come back from vacation, it's summer. We've got, let's see, what is it, the 21st? We've got about a month to, this is the toughest month of the year. It starts with the Major League Baseball All-Star break, goes up to the start of the football season. Now, a month from now, we're going to have Hard Knocks. We're going to have training camp stuff. I think we're trying to go out to training camp at one point for the Niners. We'll have stuff. We'll be close to basketball training camp, but this really is the deadest month of the year for sports radio, he says, as he's trying to get people to tune into the show. So a lot of times I'll come back, and everyone knows this drill, where you go, oh, I'm back. And yeah, what the hell? I have a different feeling this time. Maybe it's because I know that there's more summers behind me than ahead of me. I mean, for the job, hopefully not for life, but that probably.
I paid my taxes.
Chris, are we not online?
It says we are.
It does. Am I getting this? I didn't miss. Oh, right when I hit X, I saw it connect. Okay, didn't miss that. I don't know what these guys are doing over the weekend. As a matter of fact, I had a nice phone call with Uncle Sepp yesterday, as a matter of fact. Well, getting some fishing tips. I think I'm a little better coming back now, and I did miss all of you. This is true. I did. That's not a lie. When you do something this long and then you don't do it, you do tend to miss it a little bit. And I did do my best. I did do my best to try to stay away from the show. I checked in a couple times. Stay off the phone. There's a tweet here and there, but mostly like, hey, here's what we're doing. And just checking in. Hello, everyone. But you do miss it. It's a big part of your life. I listened to a lot of Paul Harvey. Hello. While I was gone. For those of you who may or may not know Paul Harvey, he was the guy that did that is not Paul Harvey. He's the one that did the rest of the story. He'd have these fun little anecdotes, and I went down This I did not miss, though. So let's just recap me coming into the station so far. Here, Chris, this is partially connected. We're about 2 minutes in, but as you can see, not populating the homepage. Then the text messages, you're not connected. And then I think my favorite part of this whole thing, are we in agreement this is the new shortcut you set up?
Yes.
Okay. And as I do that and I double click the new shortcut, it's thinking and it's thinking some more. And if it does what it did a minute ago, it will pop up and say this shortcut does no longer exist. So I did not miss that.
It might not exist anymore.
Really?
I'm trying to remember when we changed over.
There it is. Says that sound tells you it does not exist.
How about you try restarting?
Life? Okay, well, it took, you know what? Sometimes you wonder. I was just in the middle of doing a whole thing where I was like, I am happy to be back. It is good. I did miss. And then it took 6 minutes and 20 seconds for me to wish I was gone again. Because every single time I come in no, that's not fair. 9 times out of 10, I come in on a Monday and the whole thing is screwed up and the computers don't work and the shortcuts and now we're back to this page which is now apparently the default. Just once. I mean, all I'm trying to do here is
you got that, and then you see the input button.
Yeah.
On the far right, you hit that again.
Okay.
But it's loading, so
for the love of whoever that needs to be for the love of, just one time come in on a Monday and the stuff works like it did on a Friday, and if that doesn't work, then put everybody else in a different studio and let them screw it up. As a matter of fact, I've been campaigning for a while now that we're on now. That studio next, what do they do over there in the studio to our right?
It's now.
Yeah, whatever. They move it. No, nobody's there, right? Is anybody there?
I believe midday.
It's like one person
and afternoon.
Just give us. Well, then you know what? Midday and afternoon. It's not in their mornings. That's what they should do. Just give us that studio. Let us just go over there. That's not presumptuous at all. Give us our own studio. Anyways, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good to be back. I think part of it too is that I am back. This week, Jason Ross, of course, we try to stagger our time off. He is gone this week.
Oh, you didn't want to tell them?
What?
Your guys' new contract?
What?
How you put in there that you can't be in the same room at the same time anymore?
Yes, for 2 more years. We are no longer. I think we figured it out, by the way. Because, see, I'm back this week. Jason is gone. So then we're back together next week. No, because I leave for the UK. No, it's bear, not beer. That's an inside joke. I leave Friday for the UK. Opening match is August 3rd, or excuse me, the 2nd.
Oh man, that's really gonna screw us up.
What do you mean?
We have plans on August 1st.
Wait, on August 1st?
Yeah, that's next Friday. You said the 3rd.
Oh, you're right. It is. I am back. I land at 11:30 a.m. in San Francisco on Sunday. If you guys could postpone until Sunday evening.
They've got to have like a pre-screening type of thing.
Yeah, how can we not get into a pre-screening? But the thing is, it would have to be. Yeah, but even if it was this week, Jason's not here.
It's usually like the Wednesday of or something like that.
But I'm gone this Friday.
You're gone. On the 25th?
Yes. I leave this Friday after work. I'll be in New York next week doing the show from there. Head over to the UK that weekend, come back Sunday. And then I'm here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then I'm gone the 8th to the 18th, I believe, in Montana with my dad. Yeah, Chris is rubbing his head, trying to figure this out.
So we need a host on Friday, is what you're saying.
This Friday?
Yeah.
No. After the show.
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here all week. No. Nope. I'm here.
I might have had a small stroke.
Now I get, because I was like, wait, we went over this. What's the username on this? You can probably just say it over the air. Who cares?
No, I think it's something different.
Just trying to log in. They changed the username. They changed the username. I mean, you want to balance. You want to be on the teeter-totter, and you want to have a balance between trying to be a pro, do the job. As much as I'm not a pro on the air, I promise you I try to be a pro behind the scenes. And there's this fine line between being a pro and demanding, just the basics like working internet, knowing how to log into the computer, not having it change every 7 seconds, not having shortcuts to the folders that I play the sports stuff out of, hidden, and being a prima donna, pro versus prima donna. And I'm always trying to think, is this prima donna-ish? I don't think it is. I think wanting to come in, whether it's your first day back, where now I sound like I'm whining, or whether it's, the Monday after the Friday, imagine going into whatever your workstation is and you can't log in, you can't log on, you can't search anything, you can't bring anything up, you can't do your job. Oh, but by the way, there's 50,000 people listening. And the prima donna thing, and I've seen this happen and work before. This is the prima donna thing. The prima donna thing, because this has happened about 20 times now, would be to say, well, I'll be back when everything's working. Enjoy whatever national coverage is going on right now. And then just walk out. Let Chris goes to satellite, whatever show is on right now. Was it Maggie and Perloff or something? And then you miss one day, which screws everybody up. You can't play the commercials that you were supposed to play. It's a different clock. Everyone's day is ruined, but it fixes it. Problem is, you look like a, I don't want to do that, because that, though it would help me and vis-a-vis the station, it's not working. It's not working. It's not working. Can't log in. Okay. Hey, good to be back, though. Good to be back. Yep. Six minutes. I was happy. There's 6 minutes of my life. I was happy to be back. Happy to be with you. I should be texting with you all right now. Hello to everybody online. Hello, YouTubers. I'm just gonna go on my phone. Yeah, I'm just gonna go on YouTube and yeah. Anyway. Well, while Chris tries to figure this out, which I imagine involves waking somebody up. By the way, Chris, can I ask you, honestly, put you in a tough spot, but just if you know, give me the answer. Whose fault is this?
Corporate.
Well, nothing wrong there then. I'm fine. If it's corporate's fault, then it's nobody's fault.
This is corporate saying, hey, you need to do this. And then everyone around here saying, I don't think that's a good idea. And then them saying, well, do it anyway.
But why do we not have, I mean, is it corporate's fault that did they change the username since Friday?
No. You probably got an email a while back about what the password is.
I never get those.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm not on the list or whatever, but and then as far as the shortcuts, you think that's just restart the computer and that should fix that?
I don't know if there's something wrong with the internet in there or something.
Okay. I guess I could just play everything off my phone. Imagine being somebody joining the show for the very first time. They're like, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot. See what this morning show is all about. Top rated sports show in any time slot on any station in the city. That's what they say, right? Can't say that and be a liar. Must be a reason they tune in. Was this guy whining about his computer? I guess I'll do story time then, because I would do that anyways, and then we'll see if we have.
And of course, I'm ready for leading off.
Oh, you've got it?
Yeah.
Quick recap. Great vacation. We went to this little island off of Cancun in the Caribbean called Isla Mujeres. That's how we started. I had with my trips over to, no, I'm not rich. With my trips over to the UK all year, I save up the points. I've got that down to a science, so I can fly.
You sound like you're from London.
Yep. So we flew into Fort Lauderdale, then a quick trip to Cancun, and then you take a ferry boat ride about 25 minutes to this island. We got to I won't say who I flew with, because I don't want to throw them under the bus, but we got to SFO. It was a night flight. It was an overnight flight. We would have arrived in Cancun about 9 a.m. And I went up to the what do you call it? The desk to check in, or we'd already checked in, but it was something about a bag, I think. Anyways, I go up, and the person that was about to help me, right as they were saying, how can I help you, sir? They took a header. Passed out. Hit the deck. Unconscious. I walk up, big smile. Guy looks at me, not that ugly. Eyes roll back, hits the deck. God is my witness, that's what happened. No.
It was great.
No, it was.
Man, that's not cool, Dave.
It was not. I instantly went to go behind the desk, because this person
Always wanted to be behind one.
I went behind the desk to upgrade myself. I go behind the desk. I'm trying to be a good Samaritan. I don't know what's going on with this guy. He could be epileptic. He could be having a heart. I don't know what's going on. I rush behind the desk to try to help this person. I don't know where these people came from, but am immediately hand on the shoulder. Sir, we've got this. Thank you. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, two coworkers and a security person come over. And the good news is the guy was up and escorted away under his own power within about 3 minutes. And I found myself incredibly worried about him, as anyone would be. Then found out that he might have had some fun the night before. Well, there are rules with these flights. You have to have X amount of people. I guess this person was also going to be working on the flight as well. You have to have X amount of people involved. And, well, they tried to call somebody else to replace him. And our flight was delayed an hour. And then it was delayed 2 hours. And then about 10:45 p.m., we were told that the next available flight would be at 9:45 the following morning. But that flight wouldn't make the connection. So we were looking at getting in 2 days late. So I immediately hit Google Flights, and I've got the wife and kids, just wife and kidding. I hit Google Flights. I find a flight out an hour later, and I'm thinking, you know what? I'll sort it out later. These guys are going to cover my damn flight. Let's go figure it out. We have to rush across 2 terminals at SFO, which if you've been there, you know that that's quite the jaunt. We get to this one. We're all sweaty. I had to tell my daughter to hang up the phone because she was doing a play-by-play with her friend of what was going on and lagging behind us. When I say I told my daughter to hang up the phone, I won't repeat what I said. We get there, and as we are booking the flight that left that night, immediately, as we're getting ready to get done, the credit card is in hand and everything. The flight person looks up and says, "Oh, sir, I'm so sorry. We just hit the 1 hour mark. It won't let me book you. You have to book within an hour." It's not like in the movie Airplane where you can just roll in and say, "I'll take 2 to San Antonio smoking." No, you're done. One more flight left back in the original terminal. The original terminal. So we go all the way back, 2 more terminals. It was a Delta flight to Minneapolis that left at 12:19 a.m., Minneapolis to Cancun, and then would get us in basically 4 hours later. Well, we got that and made it, and that was not the start of the trip we wanted. But you know what? Sometimes these things happen, and they end up being a bonding experience. Well, this was not one of those. It just sucked, but we got there, and that's fine. People have bigger problems. Got there, had a good trip. We were on this island that I almost rented a car until I found out they don't really do cars on the island, which is cool. It was a golf cart. We drove a golf cart for the trip. Came back to SFO last Friday, and then immediately drove up the North Coast to our favorite spot, Manchester, and experienced most of our highs in the high 50s to low 60s, and then got back and rested, relaxed, and watched a little summer league as well. So yes, well, let's see. That says that was incorrect. Let's see. Oh, I missed one thing during all of that. Everybody, Chris got me the login. So yeah, watched a little British Open, or as they call it, the
game of golf.
Open Championship. Missed, which I will be replaying for you late in the show, both Brendan Nunez's visit with Scott Perry, and then also Jason's. All right, one more thing here, everybody. Sorry. All right, I'm going to focus now. C, blah, da, capital S, Tantalizing radio. Let me just double check, make sure that's correct. Yep, and yup. And let's see up there. Okay, that is not correct. And I'm glad I caught that. Very smart of me. I'm trying to put in this password. Everything is correct. And let's see. Welcome. I'm in. Now, are we connected to the internet? I do not know. Why don't we start with a little leading off, shall we? And just run right through that. Number 1, please.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Carter from midcourt. And the Charlotte Hornets, Summer League champions for the first time in franchise history.
Hey. Yeah, well. Yeah, watch that one.
Didn't matter anyways.
Yeah, who cares, right? The Charlotte Hornets are the world champions of Summer League, defeating the Sacramento Kings as the Kings were looking. I did want them to win, but if I'm being honest, I wanted them to win so we could have fun with it today. And also, I would have my third Summer League champion shirt. The Kings, we would have had a lot of fun today with dynasties. Do we consider this? That'd be 3 titles in 11 years? Was it 2014? The Ben McLemore Summer League. Then we had the Davion Mitchell Summer League.
I blame this loss on Jason.
Say that again?
I blame this loss on Jason.
Oh, why? Because he left?
Because on Friday, he was talking about how there's people chiming in saying like, oh yeah, I really like Kings Rewind. And then Jason said like, oh, maybe we'll do a Kings Rewind if they win the championship game. And I'm like, well, you're gonna be on vacation. He's like, oh, I think I could figure something out. So at the beginning of the game last night, I'm like, so are we doing Kings Rewind if they win? Heard absolutely nothing from him.
Oh no.
Until after they lost. And he said yes, meaning we would.
Oh boy.
Also meaning that we weren't doing it.
Oh boy. Jason, I did see how last night he already got in a streaking pick, though. So there's that. By the way, I'm in daily audio. That's the good news, and the internet is working. That's great. But daily audio, the last month I have is June. I'm going to guess that has something to do with I'm in the wrong folder, correct?
Yes.
That's okay. Who needs that? Cut number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
The tap in.
Scotty Scheffler.
He's now joined the company of golf's greats. He is the champion of the Open at Royal Portrush 2025.
So we're going to talk about this today. We're going to talk about Scotty Scheffler extended thoughts in the 8 o'clock. And you might be going, great, don't like golf, super going to tune out for that. Well, you can if you want, but I assure you, this is going to be less about golf, much less about golf, and more about some comments Scotty made the week of the Open about what golf means to him and what it doesn't. And then after the Open, kind of refining those comments. It's some of the most, Scotty Scheffler's reputation is not being Mr. Outspoken crazy guy. But I thought it was one of the most introspective answers I've heard in a long time from an athlete or anyone in sports. And then he builds on it after. It's so funny. Then he wins the thing, and then he builds on what he said. And there were some follow-ups, one from Jordan Spieth, talking about the type of unique superstar, if you will, Scotty Scheffler is. I think this speaks to kind of the bigger thing, though. I've kind of wrapped my head around. I think this is a trend that goes way beyond golf and did not start in golf. And I want to talk about that because I want to see what you guys think if we're on to something here. But I think the nature of the sports superstar might be changing, and I think Scotty Scheffler is just an example. So we'll talk about that. Also, we'll hit the A's and Giants in safer out coming up next. We'll take a break right now. It is good to be back, though. I did miss all of you. You can check us out on YouTube. Go to YouTube, Sacktown Sports, and boom, there you are. Say hello in the chat, if you will. You can text us at 916-339-1140. And, listen to us everywhere on the app, in the car, whatever. It's myself and Christopher Law, Jason Ross off for the week. Take you all the way till 10 a.m. in Allen Styles, and we'll get to Safe or Out coming up next.
Never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eloquist.com or call 1-855-ELOQUIS.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A-plus Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal. You should feel better about that. Or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
At Power Business Technology, we're not another big box corporation. We're your neighbors, locally owned and operated. We know what businesses like yours need, from reliable printers to high-performance copiers. We'll help you find the right solution with personal service you just can't get online. Need setup or support? We're just down the road and always happy to help. Power Business Technology, family hometown service with big-time solutions. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729 or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Coming up in the next segment, the Philadelphia Eagles got their rings. I always love when the rings come out. They get crazier every year, and this is no exception. Also, the White House might be blocking the stadium deal for the Washington Commanders. So as much as I don't want to mention that, it's news, so I will, and would just ask everybody to behave themselves as I just simply report the news and nothing else. Also, Chris, I will say maybe the thing I was most upset about being gone for, I might think of something else that I thought you and I would just have an absolute blast with, was the Coldplay concert.
Oh, my God.
That was, oh, geez. You don't know what we're talking about.
Where have you been?
Yeah. The Coldplay concert happened last week, and, you know, in the audience, you have, like, at basketball games, you have Kiss Cam or whatever. They had their version of Kiss Cam. It was a romantic song, and they show a guy and a girl. They're just standing up. His arms are, you know, he's standing behind her, his arms around her. They're just kind of swaying to the music. And, oh, my God, all of a sudden they ducked for cover. And it turns out that they were married to other people. And as if that wasn't good enough, he is was the CEO of a very big company, and she was the HR manager for that same company, both married to other people, and he has since resigned. I don't know what's happened. I don't know what she did. And they're all over the place. And it just, a lot of lessons to be learned. But I would say, number one, if you're at a concert and you are romantically there with somebody you were not married to or vice versa, and you get shown on the camera, just act normal. It'll pass and no one will notice. Probably. Don't freak out. Don't stop, drop, and roll. Just get through it. 3-4 seconds on camera, and then it moves on. You got there heavy odds. No one's going to be like, hey, that's Chris, and that's not his wife. Just act normal. I'd say that's the number one lesson, right, Chris?
Yeah, and they were so bad at it. The lead singer, Chris Martin, said, hey, I think they're having an affair right now.
I know.
Which didn't help matters much.
I, of course, got a text from Chris, our Chris, after that saying, what was it? Oasis never ruined a marriage.
Haven't.
That goes back to our Coldplay versus Oasis conversation.
And if you've seen the videos out in Manchester, oh God.
The videos of what? The
Oasis?
Shows? They sound great.
Oh, like have you seen Gallagher Hill?
No.
There's like this hill that's like, there's fences up there, but you can kind of see into like the bowl of the park of where they're at. And there's just thousands of people that couldn't buy tickets. They're just hanging out there.
That's so great.
Watching the concert.
That's so great. I'm so glad they sound good. Liam Gallagher always cracks me up because His singing style is microphone about 3 inches above his head, pointing down, his hands behind his back, pointing up and just singing. And it's been that way since I can remember them first coming out. It always cracks me up for some reason. He's just like, yeah, I like the microphone 3 inches too tall. Put my hand behind my back. And,
Lemmy from Motorhead did the same thing.
oh, did he really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Ace of Spades. And others. All right. Hey, question one. Safer up.
The Giants were swept by the Blue Jays and have lost 5 in a row. Safer out. They need more help at the deadline.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they do. Now, look, I mean, it's not like they've sat on their hands, but they need more help. They do. And we'll get to it in 2 questions, but ESPN put out their big trade deadline piece. San Francisco is featured in, about all of them, especially when it involves hitting. But, geez, last year I was killing Farhan Zaidi for not being able to close the deal. I don't have that same. I got to stand in front of my Giants here. Like, geez, that not perfect, but they went out and got Willie Adames in the offseason. They went out and got Rafael Devers, a month or so ago. Like they've tried, and they're not doing the thing. So, you just kind of hope they pop a little bit. Pitching's been fine to good. Wouldn't surprise me to see him pick up another starter. But, if they really want to see if they can do some damage, they do need another bat. But, man, they're running out of stuff to give away, So, yeah, we'll see. But I expect them to be active. Number 2, please.
Over the weekend, the Braves' Ronald Acuna Jr. made a phenomenal throw from right field to get the runner at third. Safer out. It's the best throw you've ever seen.
No. Look, dude, it was a hell of a throw. Like, it's going to be on the list of top throws of all time. But I would say it also depends on, are we talking situation? Are we talking, I would say I've seen a better throw from Ichiro.
That's who I was thinking.
Look, I know I'm going super old school here, way before my time, but everybody always talks about Willie Mays' catch. And they don't talk enough about the throw he made after the catch, which was insane. And I've seen Bo Jackson, I think I would say, make a as good or better a throw. But for me, Ichiro just does it help that he's like 4'6" and had an absolute blast cannon for an arm. But that's not to take anything away from Ronald Acuna Jr., who is one of the most electric players in baseball, and it's good to see him healthy now. And that was just, we look at him at the plate. My God, though, what a flipping seed he threw. Very, very cool. Number 3, please.
ESPN released their names of most likely trade candidates at the deadline. There were no Giants. There was no Mason Miller or Matt Miller, if you work for the B. And even Luis Severino was way down the list. Safer out. This is surprising.
I was a little surprised that Mason Miller wasn't on the list. There are teams out there that need closers. And when you look at Miller's contract and the money he's making or lack thereof, I don't know. I just think Mason Miller, I'm really surprised. And by the way, this is just what's being written. But I just feel like Mason Miller and the Yankees are a thing. I'm not surprised there weren't any Giants on the deadline. And then the whole Severino thing, I think they pegged his odds of being traded at 25%. Some of those guys were in the 90s. I think a lot of that has to do with contract and the fact that he's middle of order at best. I can't imagine Severino here after the deadline, and I can't imagine the A's saying, hey, look, what do you want to give us for him? They'll get us off his contract, which we had to do to get into that revenue sharing, and he just doesn't want to be here, and he's vocal about it. I really find it impossible to believe that there's a 25% chance that Severino will be traded. From the 916 on the text line, Ramon Laureano's throw to third was better. I don't know if it was better, but I think it's worth mentioning, and certainly I'm not going to argue against that, but I know exactly the throw you're talking about, and that was piped. So, yeah, I think we could sit here and come up with quite a few. But it doesn't always have to be better. It could just be. I'm always fascinated by great throws in baseball. They're a highlight that's very, very underrated. We'll take a break. When we come back, hey, the Eagles got their rings, their Super Bowl rings. These things are stupid. They're just insane. And then the White House getting involved, perhaps, in the stadium deal in D.C., as well as the world of NIL and college sports. We'll have a brief discussion. I'm going to leave this to guys, just to preface. I'm just going to say the government, because I'm not trying to trigger anyone. Let's just talk whatever side you're on. Or, I'm just going to say the government is good. So that way we don't, and chat, behave yourself, please. Extra eyes on you right now. Let's just all behave. It's my first day back. Can we just behave just for this segment? And then we'll move on to Summer League and Dame Lillard and all kinds of fun stuff. We'll get to all that next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Alan Siles here with your Sacktown Sports injury update, brought to you by DTLA Law Group. Gunnar Hoagland, out with that right hip impingement, underwent successful surgery for that repair and is expected to miss the remainder of the 2025 season. Grant Holman, whose expected return is TBD, felt discomfort in his right shoulder, and the MRI revealed tendonitis in his rotator cuff. That was your Sacktown Sports injury update, brought to you by DTLA Law Group. It's Alan Siles here. You injured at work? Call downtown. DTLA Law Group, California's leading injury law firm. With over 40 lawyers throughout California, they have won over $500 million in settlements. DTLA Law Group will get you compensation for your work injury. You don't pay unless they win. That's right. You pay zero up front. Call downtown. Text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222. Visit them at calldowntown.com.
People are coming from all over to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, from Folsom, Elk Grove, Woodland, Roseville, because they've seen for themselves the huge selection and the best prices at SacSuperstore.com. Good luck finding a lower price anywhere else. And if you do, they'll match it. It's as simple as that. Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where a handshake still means something. Open until 10 o'clock and centrally located right across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course. And online at SacSuperstore.com. The guaranteed lowest price and the best selection of Dodge, Chrysler, Jeeps, and Rams. SacSuperstore.com.
Bring the whole family to Sutter Health Park for Sacramento River Cats baseball. It's more than a game. It's an experience your kids will never forget. Enjoy exciting action on the field, delicious ballpark food, and fun activities for all ages. From meeting Dinger the mascot to running the bases every Sunday, there is something for everyone. Create lasting memories with your family this season. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Averyana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Sponsored by the California Army National Guard and Hop Valley Brewing. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
If you could hear Old Spice Fiji Antiperspirant, what would it sound like? First, you'd start with Fiji Antiperspirant's amazing scent of palm trees. Add pure notes of fresh coconut and layer on 24/7 odor and sweat protection. You won't hear any dyes or parabens because with Fiji, you won't have any. So while your regular antiperspirant sounds like this, Old Spice Fiji sounds like this. Sounds like it smells amazing.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
on Sacktown Sports.
I did have one bit of Twitter fun while I was gone. Just a simple observation that there is just pretty much no metric in which Oasis is considered a more popular band than Coldplay. And then I had to have a long conversation with my daughter over the weekend, who she has seen Creed play. She asked me the question, Daddy, do you like Nickelback? That is a very complicated answer, because the answer is
I would say you're just, from what I know about you, is you think that they're meh, but not as bad as what everyone says that they are.
That's correct. That's
And everyone probably also thinks that they're meh, but the fun thing was to just jump on Nickelback as a terrible band.
Nickelback, Creed, Coldplay are three bands that probably, I'd have to look this up, three of the top 6 most successful rock bands of the new millennium, and also 3 of the most hated. And so rather than answer the question, because I told her it's a little bit different for me with Nickelback, because I was working in rock radio at the time when they put out their first single, Leader of Men, which I loved and love to this day. And then as they got popular, it was a little overplayed. I get it. I get why people get annoyed by some Nickelback stuff. But my answer was more of, like what you want. And if just because something's popular doesn't mean it's bad. Sometimes music's popular because it's for a reason. It's really good. And there are some anti-establishment folk out there that they're the ones that want to tell you, oh, you think that's good, dude. Well, you haven't listened to Mortimer Schnurr's third album back in, called the Weeble Wobbles. Oh, my God. Or anyone who wants to talk to me about Modest Mouse, right? I just write it off. But also, don't listen to things don't not listen to something because people think it's stupid. Like, somebody asked me if I like Coldplay. I said, yes. Do I like Creed? Yeah.
When's the last Coldplay that you listened to? Like their newest?
So I'm one of those guys who is the more Coldplay has aged, the less I like them.
Yes.
I don't really connect with their, I would say X and Y, Milo Zoloto are probably the last ones that I listen to cover to cover. And then they started getting into like some techno and
well, if you start listening to if you listen to their first 3 to 4 albums, and then you listen to them now, if you were to go back in time and say after that 4th album, like, just to let you know, they're going to become like U2. And you're like, how's that going to happen?
I think that's fair. That's actually very fair. And whatever, they got bored. They did, that happens with bands. I get it. But I would say Coldplay's first 4, maybe 5, and they put on a great concert. So I'm not going to apologize.
They do put on a great show.
They really do. Creed's just that's a fun, one of those, what do you call it when you, guilty pleasures? But then I look at my Spotify, it comes out every year, and like 2 years in a row, the number one album I play all year long is Passage of Time by Joshua Redman, which is a jazz album. I'm not even into jazz. If you like it, like it. You don't like it, don't like it. But don't be don't be liking stuff or not liking stuff because of what people think. She has a friend who listens to death metal. And it's like a living version of the South Park goth kids. Establishment, and, anything popular and whatever. Chris Guerrero wants to know what's the most embarrassing band you're in your car singing to and you don't want anybody singing you do it. Is Wilson Phillips, does that still count? Because Jason and I are on the same page there.
How can you not sing?
Hold On comes on the radio. I'm singing along to it.
And you have to pick like a part too.
That's 100. You're 100% correct. You pick a part and you stick with it.
Break free, break free.
Exactly. The Eagles got their rings. That sounds funny. That sounds like something out of Lord of the Rings. The Eagles got their rings. Yeah, they got their Super Bowl championship rings. And they are, It's getting to the point now where these rings are the size of a small station wagon. And you're going to have to put them around your neck. And we've had the conversation before about, our rings always. And by the way, did you see at the end of Summer League, were those rings they were handing out?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm even more pissed now that the Kings lost because that's what I thought. And then the big question would have been, are they going to sell replicas? Because I would 100% roll around with a Kings Summer League Champions ring. 1,000%. All right, anyways. At some point, though, they're going to have to switch to necklaces or something. The Eagles' Super Bowl rings are insane. Let me get the numbers for you. I do know one of the things that is insane about these. You hit a button and literal wings come out of the ring. Have you seen these, Chris?
Yeah.
Wings come out. And they've got a little a saying from Nick Sirianni. Now, you played the dork sounder, and I don't disagree with it necessarily, but I will ask you this. Hypothetically speaking, if Man City issued rings and they issued you one and it had a little jersey come out of the bottom that had the time that they scored the goal, whatever that tattoo is, would you wear it?
No.
You'd never wear it?
That's lame.
Come on, dude. I'm not saying you wear it every day, but
with something popping out of it.
Well, if you hit the button.
Here's the thing, too, is that it works 7 times and then it breaks immediately.
That's true. You're 100% right. 40 points of diamonds in world champions alone that represent the 40 points scored in the Super Bowl. It has 2 Vince Lombardi trophies representing the team's 2 Super Bowl wins and 5 diamonds on the special feature button that represents the 5 Eagles who scored points in the Super Bowl. What I never see and I'd really like to see, because that's all I care about, is just how much could they sell for right now? How much are each of these guys getting on their finger? At some point, right? Didn't we have one? Didn't the Chiefs have one and the top popped open? It was Arrowhead Stadium.
I remember that one. I think the Bucks also had something like that. The Bucks had one where it opened up and it was the arena, and then there was a QR code where you could watch highlights from the season.
That is fantastic. I mean, come on, dude. A QR code on it. They are giving 1 official ring to a fan. The winner will receive the ring during a game this season. They're doing a sweepstakes for it. Hey, good for them. Would love a Kings ring someday. Please and thank you. The Washington Commanders football stadium may in fact be in peril as the White House is threatening to hold up a new stadium deal if they do not restore the old name of the Redskins as opposed to the Commanders. Also, it was said that Cleveland's baseball team should revert to its former name, the Indians. Quote, this is from the president, I may put a restriction on them if they don't change the name back to the original Washington Redskins and get rid of the ridiculous moniker Washington Commanders. I won't make a deal for them to build a stadium in Washington. So stay tuned there. The Guardians did respond, saying, quote, we understand there are different perspectives on the decision we made a few years ago, but obviously it's a decision we made. Okay. Well, there you go. We'll take a break. When we come back, 3 for madness. Dame Lillard, but a twist on the Dame Lillard thing. Some signings that are happening in places not Sacramento. And while I was gone, there is a piece of news and or rumor that hit that, of course, I'm going to be gone for, that was tailored specifically to me, that I will address for you on this very program. And if you listen to me, you will sound smart at the water cooler. I always promise you that. Stay tuned. 3 for Madness next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
Seems like back to school happens earlier each year.
First day of school coming in hot.
And this year, my kids had massive supply lists.
Folders, notebooks, and pens. Oh, the humanity.
But Staples had everything I needed, with some items just 25 cents.
Watch the small print.
No. My back to school budget was saved by Staples Easy Button.
Everything for school, in stock and as low as 25 cents. Staples.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app. In 23 while supplies last.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Progressive knows we all crave validation.
Girl, you are not 37.
I would have guessed 27.
You guys are too sweet.
Sure, dewy skin. Terrific.
Is something wrong, Ned?
Why would you ask? Just because today marks my 10th anniversary without a car accident or even a speeding ticket? But somehow, tonight's all about your skincare.
Wow. With Snapshot from Progressive, you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. And that's all the validation you need. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
Big year. I'm starting middle school.
Welcome to the jungle, Missy.
Best part? My parents promised me a new laptop.
Perfect for homework, essays, and drudgery.
So we went to Staples. They had all the latest tech, and laptops were up to 40% off.
Woo! Another back-to-school budget saved by Staples Easy Button.
Mom high-fived the cashier. So embarrassing.
Staples.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app. In 23 select models only.
The summer sell down is on at Maida's Elk Grove Chevy. Save $4,250 off MSRP. Every new 2025 Colorado, C71, CR2, and Trail Boss in stock.
And Maida Chevy saves you $3,000 off MSRP. Every new 2025 Trax in stock.
$4,250 off new Colorado. $3,000 off Trax. Exclusively at the Maida Chevy Supercenter. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Less than current cost of Gold Star business or exempt member. Not available with other offers.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed the musty smell in your home? I hope not, because damp smells mean that you could have a crawl space problem. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your crawl space and get to the root cause of the problem. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Chronic migraine is 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more.
Botox, onabotulinum toxin A, prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine before they start. It's not for those with 14 or fewer headache days a month. It prevents on average 8 to 9 headache days a month versus 6 to 7 for placebo.
Prescription Botox is injected by your doctor. Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, including ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome, and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
Why wait? Ask your doctor, visit BotoxChronicMigraine.com or call 1-800-44-BOTOX to learn more.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A+ Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal, you should feel better about that. Or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
All right, before we get to that, we just have some football breaking news from Adam Schefter. No need for the stinger. Titans quarterback Will Levis will be undergoing season-ending surgery on the right shoulder injury he sustained early last year and then further aggravated it later in the season. He has been unable to shake the discomfort, and his shoulder is still bothering him. That's got to be very disappointing for all, especially since the Titans went 3-14 last year. They do have Cam Ward, so it's kind of a whatever thing, but what a crap start for. Wasn't Will Levis the guy that ate the mayonnaise?
That sounds right.
Wasn't it like a video where he just dipped his fingers in mayonnaise? It was something mayonnaise, or he put mayonnaise in his coffee. It was something weird. I'm not saying.
Oh, that might be it. The mayonnaise in your coffee.
Yeah. Which is, yeah. Anyways, 3 for Madness. Question 1.
Damian Lillard reunited with the Blazers over the weekend. Mm-hmm. This is my idea and my idea alone. Pretty interesting, if you ask me. But could the same ever happen in Sacramento with De'Aaron Fox?
Channeling my inner Michael Che and Colin Jost there. Gosh, Chris, can't believe you're even bringing that up. Yeah, I thought about that. Just for funsies. Just it's not. But Damian Lillard was beloved in Portland to the point where when he went to Milwaukee, the vast majority of Blazer fans were like, oh my God, it breaks my heart to see him go, but we're so glad. Go run, young man, run for the hills, get yourself a title. That is not how, regardless of where you feel, and obviously I'm on an island when it comes to most of how Fox left, and I recognize much of the fan base, and I don't agree on this, but either way, that is not how it worked with Fox leaving. So I started thinking, well, could there be I think number one, and I know people don't want to hear this, I don't think Fox would. I don't think Fox, after all of this, has the same love for. I'll leave the city out of it, and I'm trying to speak for him, and I shouldn't, but I imagine that he loves the city, really does not love the franchise, and then I don't know how it is with the fans after everything happened, because I'm sure he saw a lot of things he probably didn't want to see. So could time heal that wound? Could De'Aaron Fox ever make a successful return to Sacramento? How would he be greeted? I don't know, man. Which is so funny because there were a lot of people clamoring for DeMarcus Cousins to come back after he was traded. There were a lot of people also that weren't. But I feel like more people would have been accepting of Cousins returning than Fox, which is funny because his team desperately needs a point guard. I don't see it, man. I know PR can do wonderful things, and there could be a big hug and a kiss moment. But I I don't think Kings fans overall would be huge fans of that.
What number would he wear?
Yeah, he'd have to. Let's put it this way: he'd probably wear number 5, and Nick Clifford would probably have a nice new watch.
You didn't have a problem with it.
You don't think Nick's giving up the 5? Question 2, please.
Question 2.
Can't believe you had that idea, Chris. Jeez.
Marcus Smart signed with the Lakers for a little over $5 million a year, as did Bradley Beal with the Clippers, both after buyouts. Is this an example of market advantage?
It is. Now, let's be clear. Just from a Sacramento standpoint, I think it'd be great to have Marcus Smart on a $5.5 million deal. And, I don't think Bradley Beal would have fit as well here, but wouldn't. If you told me we signed Bradley Beal for $5.5 million, I said, okay, well, let's go. We'll figure it out. But Smart's the one that really got me, I would say it is absolutely an example. Now, to be fair, the Lakers and the Clippers, although I don't believe either of them will factor into the title race, I think we can all agree they are better positioned to win a title by a decent margin than the Sacramento Kings. So I understand that there's also a competitive reason why they would choose those teams. But it is market advantage. And a number of things. First off, geographic. For NBA players, if you took a poll, which place is better to live, although you and I might disagree, I would say 98% would say Los Angeles over Sacramento. And I might be getting that low. I'm not talking about you and me raising a family. I'm talking about young NBA players that have tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank that can live wherever they want there and do whatever they want. LA is always going to win over Sacramento. It just is. But it's also the shoe deals. We've talked about this before, the underbelly of the league. How your big shoe companies are going to pay you more depending on the market you're in because you're on national TV more. There's more exposure. And it's a significant amount of money. It's not hundreds of millions of dollars, but it's millions of dollars. So, yeah, there is a market advantage, and there's a reason why when you get these buyouts happening, it's just frustrating to see teams like the Lakers and Clippers. You might see the Heat in there, maybe the Knicks, Celtics, your bigger teams. Those rarely happen with a team like Sacramento, and when they do, it's either A, the player has really nowhere else to go, or B, Sacramento would have to be a true blue title contender and somebody who's chip hunting. But you're generally not going to see that here. It just stinks that you watch the LA teams get a little stronger. And look, say what you want about Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal in Phoenix was a horrific contract. It was an absolute horrific, immovable contract. Terrible, terrible deal. Terrible, terrible deal. Bradley Beal for $5.5 million is an absolute steal. It's a steal. Remember, he's 32 years old, and last year in 53 games, he averaged 17 points on 50% shooting, 39% from beyond the arc, and he'll give you, 3 boards, 4 assists a game, a steal, like a steal, in the game. And that 17 points, that was the lowest he scored since his rookie year with Washington when he scored 14. This is a guy that scored 30 and 31 points a game back in 1920 and 2021. I imagine that scoring will go up a little bit. Yeah, that for $5.5 million, that is an excellent deal. What the Suns had, not so much. Okay. Number 3, please.
Question 3.
Well, Dave, while you were gone, the Kings were and are rumored to be in the mix for Ben Simmons. Explain yourself.
Of course something's going to happen while I'm gone.
This is, I think, has been the lightest of things that have happened while you're gone.
The lightest?
Yeah, because usually there's like some huge news story that the entire show is based off of.
Yes, some massive trade, firing, hiring. Yeah. this is hilarious for many reasons. If you follow me on Twitter, you already know where I'm going to go. I have had a fun, what started out as not a bit and now has become a bit with Ben Simmons. And I say that for those who listen, regularly, that I fully understand Ben Simmons is who he is. And to get him would be nothing more than just a hope and a prayer. And I wouldn't spend a lot of money on it. Now, let's look at it realistically. The Kings need a point guard. The Kings also need perimeter defense. This is something that, just from a simple defensive standpoint, that Ben Simmons might be able to fill. Plus, you also have the potential aspect of a Ben Simmons. And when I say potential, I just simply mean what he has been in the past. He's not terribly old. What is he, 27, 28, something like that? 29, excuse me. And this is a guy that for the beginning of his career, his 21, 22, 23, and 24-year-old years, he averaged around 16 points a game, about 8 assists, 8 boards, and shot around 56, 57% from the field as a almost 7-foot point guard. Those are, and was a perennial defensive first teamer. That after that playoff, the last playoff performance or lack thereof with the Sixers when he was 24, rare that you've seen somebody so mentally and physically crushed after that. And needless to say, his years with Brooklyn, and then last year with the Clippers in just 18 games, he's a shell of his former self. He can still rebound, he can still pass, but just scoring confidence. There's a lot to unpack with Ben Simmons. Now, what I will say about Ben Simmons is, when you say, I see somebody in the chat saying he's a head case. I mean, kind of. He may have a head case, but I don't think he's a head case. He's never really been, he's terrible in the locker room. Teammates, he yells and pouts, and it's not that kind of a head case.
Teammates weren't fond of him.
Teammates weren't fond of him, but why weren't they fond of him? The main thing was because he wouldn't step up. He would pass up shots. It was on floor stuff. I'm talking about, like, people would say DeMarcus was a head case. It's a different type. His head case stuff seems to be largely internal. That he needs, if I were to sign him, one of the parameters of the contract would be you got to see a sports psychologist on a weekly basis, if he's not already, by the way. But the rumors happened, and they make sense, and it seems like the Kings would be a somewhat of a fit on the floor. So it was kind of funny that I had to be the one to go online and say, guys, did some checking, and it's not happening. Like, I'm the one that has to squash the Ben Simmons rumors in this world of irony. But it's not. It's not. Now, I will always caveat anytime I report anything like that, and I wish everybody would. Does that mean Ben Simmons won't be a King? No. You can't ever say anything definitively. But in checking around, it's simply, look, Kings are looking for, if they're going to add any more point guarding, if they are, which they may be comfortable going into the year with Dennis Schroeder and maybe Devin Carter, which we'll get into later, or whatever. If they're going to add somebody, though, it's going to be almost certainly a vet and somebody that is, they're looking for kind of that extension of the coach on the floor. And with them young, having some young pieces and looking to get younger, thank God, then they want somebody on the team that's a quarterback on the floor that they're not going to have to worry about. So I can tell you this. I can tell you, I know Simmons camp has approached, amongst other teams, the Kings. I mean, we're talking like 4 or 5 teams. And if the Kings were to bring in Ben Simmons, it would almost certainly need to be on a minimum deal. And it doesn't sound like that's what they're in the market for. But from what I tapped in and heard was Yeah, it's just nothing against him, just not a fit for what they're looking for. Not a fit for, you know, the culture stuff and the you know, all of that. Whereas a guy like Russ Westbrook, that would, whether you're into it or not, that would fit that mold more. So if Russ strikes out everywhere else and the Kings are the last musical chair, that wouldn't surprise me. Not saying it's going to happen, to be clear, but I'm saying that type of signing would not surprise me. Ben Simmons doesn't fit into that mold. So could they come off of that? Could the Simmons camp say, hey, we just need to sign somewhere, we're looking for another chance, and we're willing to take a minimum deal with partial guarantees? And the Kings say, sure, okay, no problem. Yeah, that could happen. I'm definitely couching my statements with this so I can replay it down the road if they do sign it. But what I can tell you is plugged in, checked in, and much like a lot of the stuff going on over the last month, little overblown, whether that's national media or others around. There are just some different things getting out. You know, it's like the Kings being in advanced talks on Jonathan Kuminga. They were never in advanced talks on Jonathan Kuminga. They were two teams kicking tires. And I think you had, and that, by the way, and that's not a shot at any reporters that reported that. I think it underscores the difference between who everyone's talking to. Because I could see Kuminga's camp or other teams' camps saying certain things, and you go, okay, well, I got it right from the source. But from a Kings point of view, no. And there's just been a lot of, sometimes you see this when a new GM comes in. There will be differentiating things out there. For example, if I'm not in Sacramento, if I'm a national reporter, for example, and I'm just creating an example. Let's say I'm talking to Ben Simmons' agent. I'm having a great conversation with Ben Simmons' agent. Hey, who have you guys, who have you been talking with? Well, we talked to Phoenix, we talked to Sacramento, we talked to Detroit, we talked to Utah. I'm just throwing teams out there. Okay, cool. Anything imminent? No, but just definitely interest there. Okay. So then you go on and you report, hey, amongst the teams that there's interest in for Ben Simmons, this team. But that doesn't mean there's any interest coming from those teams. For example, let me give you another one. This is where you really got to be careful with how and I'm just talking about NBA media works, because it is confusing. I do understand it's really confusing. I could tweet out later today saying everything that I just said. I could tweet out later today that the Sacramento Kings and Ben Simmons have had conversations about him coming to Sacramento. And I would be 100% correct. The Sacramento Kings and Ben Simmons have had conversations about him coming to Sacramento. That's 100% accurate. And then I tweet that out. I know what I'm doing. I tweet that out. That thing gets aggregated. You get a bunch of views. Yeehaw. But I don't believe in that, because here's the reality of the situation. Do you know how that's accurate? Because I know that Ben Simmons' camp has contacted, amongst other teams, Sacramento. Hey, any interest? And I don't know what Sacramento's specific answer was, but I imagine it was something like, honestly, don't really see the fit right now. Maybe on a minimum deal, we could have a conversation. Agent says, we're not really there yet. Okay, cool. Well, if you get there, give us a call. But yeah, probably not. Okay, guess what? They just had conversations. Literally, that is a conversation about Ben Simmons coming to Sacramento. Now, I'm not saying that's exactly what happened. I am saying that's almost certainly what happened. But and now, how do you report that? Because I put out. Let me tell you when I put it out. I'm just going to give you an example, and let me underline. I could not care less. I don't get paid by Twitter followers or views or whatever. I have the most Twitter followers of anybody in town that has anything to do with sports by double, and I could absolutely not care less. It You make no money off of it. It's super annoying. And I think half of them are bots anyways. It's dumb. The race for followers is I gave that up a long time ago. But the point is, let me give you an example. Let me find this tweet here. This was I think Friday. I tweeted it. Bear with. Probably should. Okay, here we go. This was the 18th. So what? 20, yeah, it was Friday. Friday at 1:13 p.m. I put out, it's absolutely hilarious that I'm the one saying this, but Ben Simmons will not be coming to Sacramento, at least not anytime soon. Crushes me, but life goes on. I put that out at 1:13 in the afternoon on Friday, and it has 6 whatever retweets or quote tweets and 116 likes and 16,000 total views. Now, I'm doing this for a reason. Let me scroll up here. What the hell do I have here? Okay, I have 64,300 followers and change. Again, that is, you're not going to find anybody else here locally that's close to that. I think maybe James Ham. That's
attempting to dazzle Dave.
And that's not, I have followers. No, let me illustrate the point now. People don't want to aggregate that. Now, I don't know on any list of people that know what the hell is going on in this city when it comes to Sacramento Kings. I'm somewhere on that list. I may be 1, I may be 10, but I'm on the list. And I'm not just going to put stuff out to put it out, but that's a boring tweet. I'm basically coming in and shutting down what is to many an exciting rumor, whether you're for it or against it. Whether you're for it or against it, it creates conversation that we can write think pieces. And I've seen think pieces on this. And well, what's the fit going to be like? And how would that work? And and then you get hits on that. You get web page views. You get tweets. And people get paid on the tweet views. That's not a fun tweet. There was no follow-up Sacktown Sports article. Carmichael Dave reporting the Ben Simmons rumors or da-da-da-da. You know what else happened? Same thing with the Kuminga stuff. Somebody in the local media said, somebody very, very, very trustworthy and very connected said, I would be shocked if Jonathan Kuminga was not a Sacramento King by Sunday. And I think that was on a Wednesday or Thursday when they said that. It's not a shot at that person. I'm sure they had it. I'm sure that was a very educated statement. And I said, yeah, these reports are, it's not imminent. It's not even close. They're not even in deep conversations. Guess what? One was aggregated far more than the other. And why is that frustrating to me? It's not frustrating as far as, I want more hits and views. I don't get paid on that. I do not care. I would rather just the people that take the time to listen, that you be more in the know. It's not about that. It's about NBA media and the NBA Twitterverse and how it works and how it's just kind of a disservice. It really is a disservice to the fans because you see these new folks, not locally. I'm talking about nationally now. You see these new folks pop up. Everybody's got sources. Sources say. Sources tell me. Breaking. They don't have sources. It's not breaking. They're aggregating. Take a look at some of these people and read when they report news. It's really easy. Read when they report news and then go back and look at Shams Charania, look at Chris Haynes, look at Mark Stein. Look at the timing. It is not difficult. Not difficult to have those guys on notifications on Twitter. And then as soon as you get that little banner on your phone, you basically copy paste it, change a couple words, and then boom, you're out 30 seconds, 40 seconds, a minute later. I completely get it. I totally get it. That's how Shams Charania started. He was in college. He was a kid. Got under Woj's wing. Shams busted his ass, got the sources, got what he needed to get. Now he's making multi-millions of dollars a year, and I think he's still in his late 20s. Everybody wants to be Shams. Everybody wants to be Shams because everybody knows now in today's world of media, your job is to get people riled up, get them arguing, but most importantly, get them tuning into you, whether it's on your radio show, your TV show, or your social media, to disseminate it. So saying things like the Kings have had initial discussions on Jonathan Kuminga. Not only is nothing imminent, they're not even close. They've kicked the tires. That's boring. Saying Ben Simmons isn't coming to Sacramento, you're just shutting it down. I'll literally get people saying, hey, thanks, Debbie Downer. Well, you want me to tell you the truth? They're not. It's boring. It doesn't serve the show. I didn't promote, by the way, on social media before, hey, I'm back tomorrow, everybody, and when I come back, I'll tell you why Ben Simmons is not coming to... I didn't do that. I just said, hey, I'm back tomorrow. Tune in. Kevin on the chat says that's shots at James Ham. That absolutely is not shots at James Ham. In fact, I went out, you might be joking, but I went out of my way to praise him. James didn't do anything wrong. James listened to his sources, which are impeccable, and James reported, gave an opinion based on those sources. He did nothing wrong. The statement was wrong, or actually it wasn't even wrong. I guess he was shocked. I guess he was shocked that Kuminga wasn't a King by Sunday. That's how he felt. You're asked to give opinions, and then you give opinions, and when they're not right, it's, oh, you're not connected. James is absolutely connected. But we also might be connected to different people. So the whole Ben Simmons thing, is he coming to Sacramento? I have been told that is not in the cards. Could it change? Sure, it could change, of course. If Ben Simmons comes to Sacramento, it would be on a minimum deal or something very close to that. And even then, it is a slim to none chance, and slims at the travel agents. But I can promise you that is not exciting. As a matter of fact, later today, if they haven't already, I'm going to ask Frankie or whoever's on, I'm going to ask Frankie to just clip up a little bit of this Ben Simmons thing. And if you follow me on Twitter or you follow Saxtown Sports, which you should, watch how that's disseminated and watch the lack of traction. It's just not a fun rumor. It's not a fun statement. But we're here to inform, not to, the other thing. We'll take a break. When we come back, Summer League is over as we move into the Summer League section of the program today. Let's talk a little bit about it. Let's talk about Summer League. I have not gotten to weigh in on Neat Clifford, on Max Reo, and all of that stuff. So I'll give you my thoughts, and I'll take yours at 1-800-920-1140. We'll do it next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Lowe's knows big savings make a big difference, especially when you're shopping for appliances. Hurry in to get up to 30% off select major appliances. Plus, My Lowe's Rewards members get free delivery, free haul away, free installation and parts on purchases of $2,500 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com/delivery for more details.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hobbit, a Hobbit Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. What's happening for the Hobbit Employee Pricing Plus sales event?
Right now, you can get the family wherever you need to get them. When you save up to $17,000 off MSRP on the new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xEs. With the gas tax having gone up this month, that means you save even more at the pump with one of America's favorite hybrids.
What's happening at the giant Hobbit Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter?
Well, not only is Hobbit your one-stop shop for new Ram trucks, we are your pre-owned truck superstore. Right now, we have over 100 quality pre-owned trucks in stock. So whatever truck you're looking for, your perfect ride is waiting at Hobbit. Diesels, lifted trucks, 4x4s, Hemis, heavy duties. We have them all waiting for you.
Search, select, and save through our whole inventory, new and used, at HoblettDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period. 17,000 total net savings after 7,500 factory rebates and 9,500 dealer discounts. Rebates may include 2,500 2025 select inventory bonus cash, 500 first responder bonus cash for eligible first responders. Employee pricing for all included in dealer discount. VIN number 712-678. See dealer for details.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know? It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Well, sadness around the city of Sacramento as the Kings come up short in their quest for Summer League dominance. It was a great ride. Almost got there, just fell short. Will we recover as Kings fans? Yes, we will press on, as always. But it's not about the Summer League. Really, it's about what happened in Summer League. So I've been gone. I wouldn't be doing you any justice if I didn't say some things that a lot of you are not going to enjoy when it comes to Summer League. Let me bring up some numbers here. Here we go. Here's the good news. So, a lot was made of Neat Clifford. I think it was Kevin Pelton of ESPN wrote that he was the most impressive player in Summer League, ahead of Cooper Flagg, who was second and shut down very quickly, as he should have been. But they have put out now ratings based on a number of things coming out of Summer League. And the number one rated player, Isaac Jones of your Sacramento Kings. Neat Clifford, number 9. Devin Carter, number 12. And a lot has been made about, well, hey, Kings made it to the Summer League championship. Future's bright. And or look at Neat Clifford, look at Max Reo. And I'm calling him Max. He's going to be a Mad Max. We're not calling him Maxime. I can't imagine that. Either way, I don't care what you call him. Let me just, I'm not trying to put a pin in the balloon here, but let me just let old Uncle Dave bring you some reality here for a second. Being a Summer League champion is generally not good. I know this because I remember when Ben McLemore and the Kings won the Summer League championship. And I remember when Davion Mitchell and the Kings won the Summer League championship. There's a reason why Charlotte and Sacramento, 2 of the bottom 5 worst situations in the NBA, were in the championship. And when you look historically, generally, being in the championship is not a good place where you would want your teams. Well, hold on, Dave. But what about Jones, Reno, and Neat Clifford? Now, I'm not here to crap on that. But let me just give you some numbers, okay? Cooper Flagg is the, actually, let me just I'm going to bring up the draft for you guys. Because I think it's important to have this in context. As we know, Cooper Flagg was the number 1 pick in the draft. And Cooper Flagg, 18 years old. Dylan Harper, the second pick player in the draft. I think Dylan's 18 or 19? Con Kneppel, 19 years old, number 4. Look at the top 10 and look at the average age. It's somewhere around 19 years old. Well, let's take a quick look at the Summer League. Isaac Jones, 25 years old. The number 2 player, David Jones, 23. The number 3 player, Jordan Miller, 25. I'll just go right down the list. 24 years old, 25 years old, 24. Jalen Sims, who we saw last night with the Hornets, 26. KJ Simpson, 22. Neat Clifford, 23. Devin Carter, 23. There's not a player on the list of the top 15 highest rated summer league players. There's not a player below 22 years old. As a matter of fact, there's only one player who's 22, and there's 4 players that are 23. Everyone else is 24 or 25, and one guy's 26. You have to allow for the fact that when you are a team, a player in summer league, age makes a difference. And one of the reasons perhaps why Neat Clifford and why Max Reo did so well in Summer League is that Neat Clifford will be 24 years old in February. He's 23 years old. Max Reo was, I believe, a senior at Stanford. He is 22. He will be 23 in April. Both of these guys are very much on the older range. I mean, at the top of the older range when it comes to draft picks, rookies. So, yes, when they're at Summer League, they're generally playing against either guys their age or older that aren't going to make it or haven't made it yet, or they're playing against relative kids. And the difference between an 18 and 19-year-old's body and basketball IQ and mind, usually, never applies to all. But if we're taking averages here, the difference between an 18 and 19-year-old and a 22 and a 23-year-old, it is a canyon of a difference. A canyon of a difference. Then you get to the NBA, you get to playing with other players that are as old or in most cases older than you, grown men, like grown men that have filled out, that have been in the NBA now for 2, 3, 4, 10, 15 years, that understand the grind, that understand they've been part of the physical, part of the training. They've added 10, 20, 50 pounds of muscle since their rookie years. So there's a difference. Do I think Max Reo could be the French Nikola Jokic and come in and I see him starting at the 5 and Sabonis starting at the 4 and now all of a sudden screw a point guard because we're the 2002 Kings reborn and we just drafted an MVP in the second round? I can absolutely allow myself to think that. Max Reo had flashes of brilliance. That outside shot, that three-point shot he has, that's a 6'9" guy's three-point shot. Smooth as silk. It's not an accident. His ability to move in the defensive passing lanes, to initiate steals as a guy who's 7'1", 250 is insane. But most impressive to me was his ability to see the passing lanes. It was a couple games ago, wherever they played before Toronto. He had the ball at the left elbow, pulled it out. I forget who the cutter was. I apologize, but did a wraparound one-handed bounce pass, perfectly thrown for an easy 2. It's those types of plays to me. I go, that is transferable. But almost certainly Max Reo is going to struggle next year heavily. Neat Clifford looked fantastic. It's a whole different story there. We're talking about a first-round draft pick, a guy who has been declared a Swiss Army knife. He had a move yesterday. He was not great from beyond the arc, but late in the fourth quarter when the Kings were mounting their comeback, it's these little things I think that should really stand out. He had a step-back corner 3 off a ball fake. That is a Jason Tatum-esque NBA move, and if he can perfect that, he's going to have a very, very long career. What is his ceiling? All-star? What is his likely, if you go by averages, role? Rotational player. And could Isaac Jones fill a spot and translate to the NBA? Yeah, sure, he could. He's also 25. So, they're going to take, as Zebra says in the chat, exactly what I was going to say. They're going to take their lumps just like any player, any rookie. Kobe Bryant took his lumps. Luka Doncic took his lumps. They will. But I would calm down a little bit. If you're there, you're just setting yourself up almost certainly for terrible disappointment when it comes to these guys coming in and all of a sudden, bing, bang, boom. That being said, I would happily watch a season next year of Devin Carter and Nate Clifford and Keegan Murray and Keon Ellis and Maxime Reynaud, throwing a Sabonis in there. And it's going to kill me, no offense to them, but the longer we have DeRozan and Levine on this team, the harder it is going to be to watch. I'd rather stretch the young guys and see what we have. That's when people say tank. I don't want to tank. I just want to see these guys get serious run, and in the process, you're probably going to lose a few more. We'll do more on this later. We left out at least one player, if not two, that we need to talk about. Your phone calls at 1-800-920-1140. We'll get to that next.
The Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, athletics, and Republic FC with the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SacktownSports.com to join.
Look, I've played a lot of golf courses in Sacramento, but if you want pristine conditions, a fun layout, and 27 holes that never get old, Timber Creek and Sierra Pines is the spot. The fairways, perfect. The greens, smooth and true. The practice facility, next level. And whether you're out for a casual round or hosting a big tournament, Timber Creek delivers every time. The course is always in top shape. The staff treats you right. And the experience, it's unmatched. It's easily my favorite place to play in Sacramento. Book your tee time now at timbercreekgc.com.
Grab the keys to a new Toyota. This summer comes with a full tank and endless possibilities. Your Toyota's ready for it, and right now, so are the deals. Get a low-cost lease on the all-hybrid 51 MPG 2025 Camry or Dynamic RAV4 and meet the all-new 2025 4Runner. Summer doesn't last forever, and neither do these deals. So hurry into your Toyota dealer and don't miss your chance to roam. Toyota, let's go places. Offers available through TFS buyers with premium rated credit. Offers on day 425.
Hey, daydreamer. Did we catch you thinking about your dreams? With Wells Fargo Premier, a team can help you plan for them. So let's imagine your biggest dream. Not the easy one, the one behind it. The one you work towards every day and every night. Can you see it? Then we can help you plan for it. Ready to start planning for your dreams? You can at wellsfargo.com/getpremier.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Well, the story of Brent Rooker keeps getting better and better. Not long ago, he was with 3 different organizations before becoming a waiver claim by the A's. And now he's on pace for his 3rd straight 30-homer season. And when the best players in baseball gather in Atlanta on the 15th, Rooker will take part in his 2nd All-Star game in the last 3 years. Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. It's how retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing must-visit shops. And it's how healthcare offices become data-managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business.
In the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Oh, let's see. From the text line, 916-339-1140. from the 440. Where the hell is the 440? Area code. Cleveland. From the. Let me stop. Oh, you did stop sharing that. Thank you. Kings lost this. There's a bunch of texts here, but I think they're worth sharing. Kings lost the Summer League championship. What a loser. You all suck like Witty from Drive Guys. That's WHITTY. But then corrected it in the next text. Winnie, that is, except that is spelled with an R. I texted back before break. I said, are you stupid or are you just stupid? And good response. Your show is stupid, so it makes more sense, right? Don't cover the local sporting events. You all suck, all spelled with a K. Your show sucks just like your Kings. Okay.
Imagine being from Cleveland and saying someone else's city sucks.
Here's my rule, man. We always welcome in all kinds of texts, but just take a moment on the punctuation and spelling. It makes it a little easier for us. Also, I am going to start calling him Witty. WHITTY. Witty Gleason and Kyle Draper. Coming up this afternoon. We didn't get to everyone on the list. Dylan Cardwell. Was watching him with great interest because I'm always interested in young players that are known as defensive specialists. If you watch the NCAA tournament last year, the Auburn Tigers made their way to quite a ways through the NCAA tournament this year on the back of their defense. And the catalyst of that defense was Dylan Cardwell, who is 6'11". He is 23 years old. He will be 24 in December. He spent 5 years at Auburn, played 166 games in 5 years. And his numbers are as such: 4 points, 4 boards, 1 assist. The good news is he averages 71% from the field. The bad news is he averages 45% from the line. That's an average of 45. I mean, we're talking Ben Wallace, Shaquille O'Neal, all look up or down, I should say, at Dylan Cardwell's free throw percentage. And you might say, but Dave, he did shoot 40% from beyond the arc. That's not bad.
But Dave, he shot over 45% from the arc. That's not bad.
No, it's not. Yeah, he was 4 of 10 in his career. So let's not all start showering together. So, look, his defense is obviously, maybe he's like a, like in baseball, like a defensive replacement type of thing. And, look, I'm not saying guys can't grow into things. But I think that Cardwell's offensive liabilities, at least as of right now, are going to be a major issue for him getting any sort of a minutes. You're basically playing 4-on-5 and you're hoping for a few lobs here and there, maybe a putback. So, but I much like Robert Woodard III, you guys might remember a few years back, could he be our version of Draymond Green? There's always that thought. And you never know. Look, that's why you try to develop people. Keon Ellis was undrafted and was a G Leaguer once upon a time. There's always room for people to move, but I don't really see it. Isaac Jones is another guy. Great story. Great guy. Really, honestly, like a guy you want to see succeed. I just don't know if we're just talking about a guy who looks good in the G League, looks good in the Summer League versus 20 and 21-year-olds, but then you get him into the NBA and it's kind of lights out. He's had a few cups of coffees with the Kings. Again, you can develop these guys. They can grow. I'd love to see it work out for him, but Every year, especially on bad teams, there are people that you go, oh, that's the guy. I don't know if he's that guy. 40 games last year for the Kings in very limited minutes, 7.6 minutes to be clear, 3.5 points, 1.5 boards. Doesn't really get you much else. Now, look, if you extrapolate that to around per 36, now you're looking at 15 and 7 with a block and a half. I don't know. Maybe there's something there, but I'm not. I didn't see anything that really, me, noted scout Carmichael Dave, but I didn't see anything that really popped up at me. So then we get to Devin Carter, and that's really the question, because Devin Carter was set out to play point guard. 14.5 points, 4 boards, 4.5 assists. He's obviously going to give you plus defense. I was very split on Devin Carter's performance in Summer League. There were flashes, including, I believe, his second game in Summer League where he just went off. There were flashes of brilliance. Seriously, there were times when Devin Carter was easily the best player on the floor on either side. And he looked like a lottery pick, and he stood out. And then there were times where he just seemed completely inconsistent, tentative. I saw a lot of him being tentative yesterday. There were some shots I wished that he'd taken that he passed up on. And there were some shots that he forced that he should have distributed. There were times on the break, especially, where he looked every bit like an NBA point guard, creating passing lanes and finding them and finding people in stride. You can see that there's a path for him to be an NBA point guard. He has vision. And as somebody who has followed Tyrese Halliburton, somebody who has followed Sean Marion and a few others that made it work, obviously there are exceptions. I can't get over that jump shot. I mean, whatever works, dude, but I can't get over that jump shot. That thing looks so broken. I'm talking about looks, just looks. Trying to be very fair to Devin Carter. I don't care if you're shooting the ball from your backside. If it drops, it drops, and good for you. But I can't help but think that there's a Markelle Fultz-esque rebuild of his jumper coming at some point that may or may not have to do with that shoulder injury, of which I'm not entirely clear. It seems like he's over, so I think that's a positive. But his rookie year, he shot 37% from the field and 29.5% from the arc. That doesn't scream out, don't mess with the mechanics. That actually screams out, mess with the mechanics. When he's on, dude. When he is on, he looks every bit the part. So he'll be with the team, assumedly, coming into the season. And for those of you who remember when he made his debut in February, there were some moments where he went, okay. Like, I could see this guy being a little Marcus Smartish. He certainly has the defensive energy. And there are parts of me that go, okay, well, no, not, damn it. It's been a while. And there's parts of me that get a little basketball arousal when we're talking about, okay, well, what could Keon Ellis and Keon and Devin and Nate Clifford, Keegan Murray, maybe a Sabonis at the 5. What does that lineup look like? I don't know how they score, but you see that Doug Christie's going to have the ability to put defensive lineups out there. Real legitimate 4 guys on the floor that are plus defender type lineups. The question is, will those teams score at all? So a lot of questions coming out of Summer League. Let's not read too much into it. Let's not go overboard. Let's not start, Hall of Fame of these guys, although it's fun to say. But definitely some good things. Definitely some good things to build on, and enough to where, now we sit July 20th, and we're sitting a what, about 2.5 months away from the start of the season, give or take a week. And now we really get into the dead time when it comes to the NBA. But I'm ready. We'll take a break. We'll have final thoughts on the Summer League 48-8-28. Also, in the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to re-rack a couple of things. Scott Perry talking to Brendan Nunes and Jason talking to Max Reo. I love that interview. If you didn't hear that. And then we'll get your final impressions on both of those rookies. But when we come back, look, I was going to talk about the Open, the British Open, as some call it, if you would. But I understand that golf is a very small percentage of our audience. I recognize that. So what I do want to talk about, in addition to Scottie Scheffler winning the Open, is I'm going to play for you some comments from him at the start of the week, at the end of the week, and then some comments from Jordan Spieth on his comments. You just have to trust me on this one. This to me is a very fascinating conversation I do want to involve you guys in, because I think it speaks less to golf than Scottie Scheffler and more about the modern day superstar and perhaps the non-transferable popularity or lack thereof of these superstars. This is one of my favorite topics to talk about these days, and Scottie Scheffler put me in a really good spot to speak on that. So we're going to play that and get to all that right after this.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for your Second Opinion partners, American Energy Heating and Air. Here's what they're asking from you. Not much. If you're working with another HVAC company, not a problem. If you called them, if you got some sort of an estimate, just call American Energy. Let them come out. Let them check out the problem. You might be surprised. You might find you don't need all those repairs. But if you do, even a replacement for your air conditioning unit, just let them give you their price. Odds are you're going to find that you're saving a lot of money and a lot of peace of mind, because you are working with a company that's been around since 1981, that has an A+ with the Better Business Bureau, and will save you money and will guarantee their work. 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Don't trust me. Go to Google, go to Yelp, read the reviews, go to AmericanEnergyAir.com and get your second opinion. Jingle singers, here you go.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our clients' portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase.
Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. I want to get to the Scotty Scheffler stuff, but I almost forgot. I have it's my first day back. So, of course, I want to lay out a hot WNBA take for you. Here we go. Carmichael Dave on the WNBA. And more specifically, what I saw over the weekend that caused all kinds of conversation, the WNBA All-Star Game, and the players wearing shirts. What was the exact? So, like, pay us what you owe us. Something like that. Let me find. I don't want to say the wrong thing. Pay us what you owe us. And that caused a big thing. And we'll start with the most popular take you'll see on Twitter. And again, I could create a Venn diagram of 95% of the people on. I can tell you right now, a lot of the other things these people may or may not like on either side, the pro or against, just seems to be very same campish. And the most popular take on here was, what? Huh? Pay us what you owe us. The damn league loses money every single year. They lose money. What did they lose? $40 million last year? Somebody did a thing where they took the $40 million in losses and they divided up amongst every player. And said, okay, well, then you owe us like $236,000 a person. The NBA has been keeping the WNBA afloat for years. The WNBA is finally going to get profitable with this new TV deal. And with, the Caitlin Clark thing and all that, and Angel Reese, and maybe give them a couple of years. Let the owners recoup some losses. I see those takes, and I think it's important to understand. I really do think it's important to understand. Those are all incredibly understandable takes. They are incredibly understandable on the surface. They absolutely are. Has the league perennially lost money? Yes. Are they just about to finally get into a real TV deal with real money? Yeah. So if they lose money every year, if they've been kept afloat much of it with the NBA's help. Yeah, I get it. I do. I get why people go that way. But the problem is that you have these conversations and they don't go beyond the surface. Well, if the NBA supports the WNBA, then what do you mean? They're just lucky they get to play. If they get too silly about this and they keep screwing around with Caitlin Clark and making comments like Kelsey Plum did, blah, blah, blah. Oh, and they're just going to screw themselves out of any deals. Go ahead, go on strike. Who's going to miss you? Get out of here. You want to get paid what the NBA? You want equal pay? What, you want equal pay? The NBA deals in billions in profit. You're talking about millions. You want equal pay. Well, let's go a little bit deeper. In order to go deeper, there has to be a basic understanding of business and how they tend to work.
Good at business.
Now, I'm not, Warren Buffett here, but let me talk to you about a company called Spotify or Uber. Or I could name off another 10 businesses that you've almost certainly heard of that are not profitable, yet they're worth billions of dollars. Now, you may say, well, it took 30 years for the WNBA to become profitable. What are we talking about? These companies have been around for 10, maybe 15 years. Yeah, I got you. And in 1981, the NBA Finals were shown on tape delay. This is a fact. The NBA had been around. The Kings, in the form of the Rochester Royals, the longest consecutively running NBA franchise, they started in the 20s. 1925, to be exact. 26. We just had the 100-year anniversary. And they were tape delayed 60 years later and about to fall apart because half the league was doing cocaine. These are verifiable facts. WNBA owners and the NBA have lost money on the WNBA. Yeah. But it's also an investment. They also haven't lost a ton of money in the big scheme when you look at what they've made versus what they've lost. They're paying these guys like $5.50 an hour. You got Caitlin Clark making $70,000 a year. That's silly. Whereas she's making, I think, $28 million on her shoe deal. So you have the CBA coming up that they have an opt-out in. At the exact year before, they're about to sign a TV deal, and they're getting a huge windfall when it comes to WNBA teams. Expansion. You had one guy say yesterday if he thought he could get a team in Boston for $250 million, he'd buy it on the spot, and he's got the money. Should WNBA players be getting paid what NBA players are getting paid? No. That's silly. But that's also gaslighting because that's not what they're asking for. Should they get something similar when it comes to a split of basketball-related income? Yeah. Yes, they should. Should they be getting a better piece of the new TV deal and of the expansion money? Yes. Of course. Break it down beyond the guy versus girl or whatever semi-political take there is on this whole thing, and just look at it from a business standpoint. They're exploding in popularity. Yes, it's largely because of Caitlin Clark. Yes, it's because of other players as well. But she is no doubt about it leading the way, and there's not a close second. And they should not be responsible for the debts of the past. It's about what's going on right now, what's coming up in the future. And yes, they should make more money. So we see a shirt that says, pay us what you owe us. And obviously there are a lot of people going, dude, you guys have lost money forever. What are you talking about? What are you owed? And I'm not entirely sure those t-shirts were a good idea, if I'm being honest, because I think it kind of rallies that one side. Here's the thing. These decisions aren't going to be made on Twitter. Should they be making $10 million a year? No. But should you have a salary cap for an entire team that's bigger than the league minimum in the NBA? Yeah, you should. So let's all calm down and have a snack. Relax. And if you thought if you thought my take was going to be something else, well, there you go. Calling balls and strikes, man. That's all I'm doing. Much like Scotty Scheffler. That's a good segue. This caught my eye. This is an extended clip, but it's important to play the whole thing, I believe. This is Scotty Scheffler asked during the week, the British Open. Here comes Zebra. Should an NBA player make $40 million a year? No. Yes, an NBA player should make $40 million. If the market dictates that they can afford to pay that player $40 million and it's within the cap, then that NBA player's market value is $40 million. It's not about what they're worth. Their worth is what their value is. You're getting paid 40, getting paid 40. It's what they're worth. Come on now. All right, Scotty Scheffler. Sorry, got distracted. Zebra. He was asked just a general, what does golf mean to you type of question. And Scotty is kind of a boring star. We'll get into this a little bit later. He's not flashy. He's kind of a robot out there, if I'm being honest. There's some quiet kid from Texas, does his thing. He's married, has a kid, blah, blah, whatever.
Did get arrested.
He did get arrested. Yes, he yes, he did. But listen to his answer. Take a moment and just listen to his answer here in its entirety, because I think it's one of the more introspective and honest answers we've gotten out of an athlete in a while. And of all people, it came from Scotty Scheffler.
I think it's
give it a listen, as I will. Let me see.
It's kind of funny. I think
turn up my computer, of which you are unmuted. Is this me? And let me hit play.
I think it's kind of
here
funny. I think, I think I said something after the Byron this year about it feels like you work your whole life to celebrate winning a tournament for a few minutes. It only lasts a few minutes, that kind of euphoric feeling. And I to win the Byron Nelson Championship at home. I literally worked my entire life to become good at golf, to have an opportunity to win that tournament. And you win it, you celebrate, get to hug my family, my sister's there. It's such an amazing moment. And then it's like, okay, now what are we going to eat for dinner? Life goes on. Is it great to be able to win tournaments and to accomplish the things I have in the game of golf? Yeah. I mean, it brings tears to my eyes just to think about, because it's literally worked my entire life to become good at this sport, and to have that kind of sense of accomplishment, I think is a pretty cool feeling. To get to live out your dreams is very special. But at the end of the day, it's I'm not out here to inspire the next generation of golfers. I'm not here to inspire somebody else to be the best player in the world, because what's the point? This is not a fulfilling life. It's fulfilling from the sense of accomplishment, but it's not fulfilling from a sense of the deepest, places of your heart. There's a lot of people that make it to what they thought was going to fulfill them in life, and then you get there and all of a sudden you get to number one in the world, and then they're like, what's the point? And I really do believe that, because what is the point? You're like, why do I want to win this tournament so bad? That's something that I wrestle with on a daily basis. It's like showing up at the Masters every year. It's like, why do I want to win this golf tournament so badly? Why do I want to win the Open Championship so badly? I don't know, because if I win, it's going to be awesome for about 2 minutes. And then we're going to get to the next week, and it's going to be like, hey, you won 2 majors this year. How important is it for you to win the FedEx Cup playoffs? And it's just like, we're back here again, So we really do. We work so hard for such little moments. And, I'm kind of a sicko. I love putting in the work. I love being able to practice. I love getting out to live out my dreams. But at the end of the day, sometimes I just don't understand the point, because I don't know if I'm making any sense or not, but am I not? It's just one of those deals. I love the challenge. I love being able to play this game for a living. It's one of the greatest joys of my life, but does it fill the deepest, wants and desires of my heart? Absolutely not. I mean, I love playing golf. I love being able to compete. I love living out my dreams. I love being a father. I love being able to take care of my son. I love being able to provide for my family out here playing golf. And, every day when I wake up early to go put in the work, my wife thanks me for going out and working so hard. And when I get home, I try and thank her every day for taking care of our son. It's just, that's why I talk about families being my priority, because it really is. I'm blessed to be able to come out here and play golf, but if my golf ever started affecting my home life or it ever affected the relationship I have with my wife or with my son, that's going to be the last day that I play out here for a living. This is not the be all end all. This is not the most important thing in my life. And that's why I wrestle with, why is this so important to me? Because, I would much rather be a great father than I would be a great golfer. That at the end of the day, that's what's more important to me. It sucks. I hate it. I really do. That is. And I think that's why we try to work so hard to not lose, but golf's a game where you just lose a lot more often than you win. I mean, that's just a simple part of it. In basketball or football, when there's only two guys out there, you can win a lot more than you lose. But I think I was looking at stats. It was one of the best tennis players. It might have been Federer or Djokovic or somebody. They only won like 48% of their points or something like that. I mean, playing professional sports is a really weird thing to do. Like, it really is, just because we put in so much effort. We work so hard for something that's so fleeting. I mean, it really is. Like, the feeling of winning just doesn't last that long. When I sit back at the end of the year and, I kind of try to reflect on things, like having that sense of accomplishment from winning the Masters tournament, from winning the PGA Championship, I have a deep sense of gratitude and appreciation for it. But it's just hard to explain how it just doesn't satisfy, is how I would describe it. It's an unsatisfying venture. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is, this is not the place to look for your satisfaction. This is something that's where you can have a great appreciation for and a great a great amount of thankfulness for being able to do this. And like I said, it's literally one of the most fun things that I can do in my entire life. I love being able to come out here and play golf and compete. But at the end of the day, it's just not what satisfies me. I think it's kind of.
I love that answer so much. And part of the reason I love it, it's kind of like the Ben Simmons take we were talking about earlier, how it's not exciting to shut down the rumor. Now, this ended up being an exciting, or at least a controversial, if you will, take. But I am fascinated by some of the responses to this. It absolutely fascinates me. Now, one of our angry texters, who, by the way, it's his birthday today, so happy birthday. From the 916, Scotty has a loser mentality. The whole reason he can provide for his family is because of golf. What an ungrateful bum. He can go work at Carl's Jr.'s. This is the most ungrateful, smug, delusional thing I've ever seen, not exaggerating. And I think what's interesting is that you couldn't have misread his statement worse. And there's so many people that are hearing key phrases, and it's part of the problem we have in society today. You hear something and you shut your ears off, and you start internally going rabble, 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 rabble. And there's no nuance. There's no context. There's none of that. It's, he doesn't care about winning golf championships, the thing that's allows him to live in $1 million house and his kids will go to private school. He doesn't care about this. What a bum. Want to trade places? Which, by the way, I find it incredibly funny that somebody texting a sports show in Sacramento at 8:18 in the morning, not that there's anything wrong with that, is saying the guy that just won the British Open has a loser mentality. He's the best we've seen since Tiger Woods. Loser mentality does not apply to Scotty Scheffler.
He is a jerk, though.
Why?
Mm-hmm. You listened to his whole speech there.
Mm-hmm.
So
what did he say that you had a problem with?
When he comes out and he's just like, yeah, this isn't the most important thing in my life.
It's not the most important thing in his life. He's being
and then
honest.
He wins the British Open.
It was great. What?
So he's telling the rest of the golfers, yeah, this isn't even the most important thing. Oh, this is the most important thing to you?
I don't think he didn't say, is this the most important thing to you?
I'm being sarcastic.
Right. Oh, wait, were you totally being sarcastic? Oh, you son of a... Dude, you have me so fired up. I hate you.
Oh, wow, you were trying? Huh. Maybe I'll do that next year.
We're in such a society that is just filled with black or white, no nuance.
Actually, this might be amazing for golf families. Is if the best golfer in the world is like saying like, yeah, I like to spend time with my family. Like, that's not going to make me better.
The best golfer in the history of creation was brought down because of, amongst other things, family situations. Once upon a time, Tiger Woods had a beautiful, wonderful wife, 2 children, lived the absolute dream, but behind the scenes, some other stuff. And by the way, I'm not going to sit here and I've been around way too long. I've seen it with Michael Jordan. I've seen it with Tiger Woods. I've seen it with countless athletes. Temptation is a real thing. So if we're sitting here 5, 6, 7 years, 2 years from now, and Scotty Scheffler, caught with model, is pasted everywhere, well, we can revisit this conversation. But here's what he's saying. He's saying, I'm really good at golf. I have worked literally since I was 2, 3 years old when I started getting work. I mean, you're still pooping your pants then, but it doesn't mean your dad's not taking you out and, you got a little plastic club and you're working on your swing. Hell, Tiger Woods was 2, 3 years old when he was on That's Incredible hitting chips. It's one of the best responses I've ever heard, and it makes me love him more. And I'm kind of milquetoast on Scotty Scheffler. Obviously, he's an amazing golfer. He's like, yeah, I've worked my whole life to get here. And guess what? I win the Masters. I win the Open. I win whatever. It's awesome in the moment. And then it's all about what's next week. And you move on. But the consistent things in my life are my faith. Now, I'm not a religious guy. I've said that many times. I'm not a religious guy. I lack the gift of faith. But when I see somebody like Scotty Scheffler who is grounded in his faith, and that to him, no matter how great of a golfer he is always going to be insignificant. He's always going to be serving. That keeps him grounded and on a good path. Good for him. I have a beautiful wife, my high school sweetheart. We have a kid. We're going to have more. They come around with me everywhere I go. At the end, I have the same friends I had in high school. I don't go out and party. What a response. And he's just a robot, dude. Guess what? He said all of that, and for those other, that's a loser mentality. I mean, how is he not grateful? He just went out and spanked the entire world at the British Open. It wasn't even the worst thing I can say about Scotty Scheffler last week is he took all drama out. He's like the Thanos of golf, dude. He is inevitable. You see him on the leaderboard on day 1, day 2, and he just slowly starts creeping in. Then he's got a 4-shot lead, 5-shot lead going into Sunday, and just stretches it. It was never close. There was never any drama. I think he doubled 7 or 8, something like that. Even then, wasn't any drama, sinking putts. And to me, that's part of what makes him a champion. He's grounded. He gets it. He understands there's more important things in life. You can't touch him. He has no weaknesses, physically or emotionally. No weaknesses mentally. Don't get too high. Don't get too low. I'm going out there. I'm going to play the best I can. I'm going to work my ass off. This isn't the most important thing in the world. It's not the end-all, be-all if I win, and it's not the end-all, be-all if I lose, but I want to win. From the 5-3-0, not everyone can just quit what they're doing for a living just to be a better father. Comes across as a little detached from reality. What are you listening to? When did he say that? He said, for me, this isn't everything. It's at best third most important thing in my life. We don't want to hear that. We want Michael Jordan, who lives and dies for the game and sweats and bleeds for it and cries into the trophy. And all of a sudden, Michael, the ultimate competitor, Kobe Bryant, the ultimate competitor, Ronnie Lott cutting off a finger. Those are real champions. Okay. Well, I'm here to tell you, Michael Jordan had a wonderful life, and he is maybe the greatest of all time. Also, Not the easiest off the court for old Mike. You think he's not haunted by demons? You think Michael Jordan isn't in a sense of mental prison right now that pops up late at night when he puts his head on the pillow because he lives to dominate and his body won't let him anymore? So he's got to go play golf and smoke cigars and find his competition there and in gambling? You know what Scotty Scheffler is going to be doing when he's 60? Getting fat.
Getting?
Balancing grandkids on his knee. Going to church and eating at Waffle House. People have different roads and ways they want to go. And we'll take a break.
You're telling me that Michael Jordan has some mental issues? The same guy that brought the high school basketball player that beat him out for varsity for his Hall of Fame speech?
Wasn't there also, he was at a camp with like little kids and they all would get free shoes if he missed like one shot of perimeter and he nailed like 10 in a row. Yeah. Let me tell you something about Michael Jordan, Kay. We got a break here. He is a psycho when it comes to sports. It's part of what made him, it's a lot of what made him great. His work ethic, his need, he wanted it more than anyone else. That's awesome, dude. It's super admirable. I think I'd rather have Scotty Scheffler's life. Honestly, he's not going to be haunted by anything, dude. When we get back, I'm going to play the clip he was asked to follow up on yesterday after winning the tournament. It's a very short clip. And then Jordan Spieth's response, because I think that's going to dovetail us into the better part of the conversation, which is get used to this a little bit, guys. Get used to it a little bit. Even Jordan Spieth needs to learn a thing or two. We'll get to that next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Alan Stiles here with your Sacktown Sports injury update, brought to you by DTLA Law Group. Gunnar Hoagland out with that right hip impingement, underwent successful surgery for that repair and is expected to miss the remainder of the 2025 season. Grant Holman, whose expected return is TBD, felt discomfort in his right shoulder, and the MRI revealed tendonitis in his rotator cuff. That was your Sacktown Sports injury update, brought to you by DTLA Law Group. It's Alan Stiles here. You injured at work? Call downtown. DTLA Law Group, California's leading injury law firm. With over 40 lawyers throughout California, they have won over $500 million in settlements. DTLA Law Group will get you compensation for your work injury. You don't pay unless they win. That's right. You pay zero up front. Call downtown. Text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222. Visit them at calldowntown.com.
Celebrate Christmas in July with the Sacramento River Cats on Friday, July 25th at Sutter Health Park. Enjoy holiday-themed fun, exciting baseball, and special giveaways. It's a summer celebration with a festive twist. Get your tickets now at rivercats.com.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
And we're back, live during a Flex Alert. Dialed in on the thermostat. Oh, we're pre-cooling before 4 p.m., folks.
And that's the end of the third. Time to set it back to 78 from 4 to 9 p.m. Clutch move by the home team. What's the game plan from here on out?
Laundry?
Not today.
Dishwasher?
Sidelined.
What a performance by Team California. The power truly is ours.
During a Flex Alert, pre-cool, power down, and let's beat the heat together.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis.
It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Abriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Sponsored by the California Army National Guard and Hop Valley Brewing. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
Around here, the summer can smack you silly, especially if your AC is not functioning at a high level. Whitey Gleason here. I had the opposite problem over the winter. System went down. It was panic time, but Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating saved the day. Let them save you from unnecessary summer misery. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating, reliable, trustworthy. They do great work. They've won awards for their service. Check the reviews at leesair.com. Find out about their $99 HVAC tune-up service. Save your summer now. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating on the web at leesair.com. License number 635355.
Carmichael Dave.
He just has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
All right, I want to get back to the Scheffler thing and some of your comments. Real quick, though, Chris and I have you doing a few things here, but I'm going to ask you to hit, I assume it's Frankie, because I saw that the segment earlier I asked to post on Ben Simmons has been up. It's been up for half an hour. It has 0 responses and 1 like and 1,300 views on our Sacktown Sports 1140 official page. I actually retweeted it. Let's see. And I just simply put a shoulder shrug emoji. There you go. 1,200 views, about the same. I did that about 20 minutes ago. Now, for those of you who've been listening to the whole show, you know what I'm about to do here is I'm just going to prove a point. We talked earlier about how in today's landscape of how media works and how NBA Twitter works, me coming out and shutting down a rumor is boring. It's not what that doesn't engender passion. You don't get the hits. You don't get the views. Unfortunately, we're in a spot a lot of people are. Fortunately for them, you don't need to worry about that. But if you're writing for a local paper, there are some TV and radio stations out there that mandate X amount of views. You got to write blogs because everything's about getting people to the internet, getting people to your website, getting people to your app. So, Chris, do me a favor and just let him know, let Frankie know I want him to put this clip up too that I'm about to say. And everything I'm about to say is 100% fact, but I'm going to say it a little differently than I said earlier. And I want you to watch and see how it's disseminated later today on social media. All right, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I've been on vacation last couple weeks, and there were some Ben Simmons rumors. So I tapped in just to see if there was anything there, because you guys know I've been a huge fan of Ben Simmons joining this team for a long time now. So how funny would that be? I'd be the first guy to get the jersey. He'd definitely have to have a weekly segment. I can tell you that there have been conversations between the Sacramento Kings and Ben Simmons' camp. And there is 100% interest present in those conversations. There is interest in Ben Simmons joining the Sacramento Kings. Now, is it imminent? No. Is there a pathway? Absolutely. So this is definitely something you're going to want to monitor if you are interested in any way in Ben Simmons coming here, because there has definitely been contact, and in those conversations, interest was present. So stay tuned. Should anything break, we'll have it for you as soon as it breaks, top to bottom, A to Z. Okay, good. So that was about a 30, 45-second clip. Everything I said was 100% factual. Now, what I left out, of course, have there been conversations between Simmons' camp and the Kings? Yes. 100% fact. Ding. Notice what I said. And there was interest in him joining the Kings. 100% fact. But the interest is from Simmons camp, along with some other teams involved as well. So just by massaging just a little bit of massaging the nuance, I can take a perfectly factual rumor and say nothing but truths. I have checked in. I have talked to people that know things. They have had conversations. There is interest present. That's all factual. But the context I gave you earlier, which isn't as fun, yeah, there's been a check-in. As of right now, it doesn't make any sense. Odds of him joining incredibly low. Maybe on a minimum deal, who knows? But really overblown. It's just they're kicking the tires, looking for a home for Ben Simmons. I don't blame his camp at all. And as much as I'd love to see him come here, odds are it ain't happening. Now, I want Frankie to put that up. And I would like for the title, Frankie, if you're listening, I understand what we just tweeted out. Let's just have some fun with this, though, because, again, it's true. Carmichael Dave confirms. Carmichael Dave confirms interest in Ben Simmons joining the Sacramento Kings. There you go. There's the title. It's 100% accurate. It's 100% truthful. You want to take a guess as to which one's going to get more hits, which one's going to get aggregated, which one's going to get more views and retweets and likes. Now, if you're listening, don't spoil it. Don't go on the tweet and say, oh, Dave's doing a bit. I'm not doing a bit. I mean, kind of doing a bit. Kind of doing a bit. All right, back to Scotty Scheffler. So here is response number one. Here's a follow-up. If you were listening, Scotty Scheffler said, golf isn't the end-all, be-all. It doesn't fulfill me. It doesn't make my life. That was before he won the tournament. Now let's hear from Scotty Scheffler after winning the tournament.
Yep. Congratulations, Scotty. Easy question to go back to that quote earlier this week about it's going to be awesome for 2 minutes to win the Open. Obviously, your name appears now alongside some of the great names of this sport. Is it going to be longer than 2 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, I think we live now in a day and age of where, clickbait is kind of what people look for, and you can shorten a 5-minute clip into, 3 words. I think really underestimates what I was trying to communicate. Maybe I didn't do as effective of a job of what I would have hoped to in communicating that. But, at the end of the day, I have a tremendous amount of gratitude towards moments like these. I've literally worked my entire life to become somewhat good at this game, to be able to play this game for a living. And it's one of the great joys of my life, being able to compete out here and to be able to win the Open Championship here at Portrush is a feeling that's really hard to describe. I'm very fortunate to be able to come out here and live out my dreams. I grew up a kid in Texas that wanted to play professional golf. I grew up wearing pants to the golf course because that's what I wanted to do. I saw professional golfers like Justin Leonard, Harrison Frazier, those types of guys on TV wearing pants. And I was like, I want to be like those guys. So I used to wear pants to grow up to play golf. And it'd be 100 degrees out. I'd be way too hot. People would make fun of me. But that's what I want to do. I want to be a professional golfer. So I wore pants. And I don't know why I'm so lucky that I get to live out my dreams, but it's something that I'm very grateful for. And so if somebody's going to listen to the comments I had this week, I would encourage them to listen to all of it. And, hopefully I did a good job of communicating that, yeah, this is amazing to win the Open Championship. But at the end of the day, having success in life, whether it be in golf or work or whatever it is, that's not what fulfills the deepest desires of your heart. Am I grateful for it? Do I enjoy it? Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is a cool feeling. I can't wait to get home and celebrate this championship, with the people that have kind of helped me along the way. But at the end of the day, it doesn't fulfill the deepest desires of my heart. And, but it's just tough to describe when you haven't lived it. Something I actually talked to Shane about this week was, just because you win a golf tournament or accomplish something, it doesn't make you happy. It doesn't, maybe for a few moments, maybe for a few days, but at the end of the day, there's more to life than playing golf. But I'm pretty excited to go home and celebrate this one.
I just don't know I don't know how you can take that any other way. I really don't. He enjoys his life. It's not it doesn't fulfill him completely. How many people out there, unless you're teaching, working with kids, a doctor, maybe a few others. I've done this job for most of my life. I love it. It's all I wanted to do growing up after I figured out I couldn't be a professional ball player. This is not the most fulfilling thing in my life. My family is. My daughter and my son, and how many of you out there listening right now, is your job the most fulfilling thing in your life? Why do we require athletes? Is it because they make a ton of money? Why do we require them? Why do so many of us need for them to be obsessed with it? It's the end all be all. Screw you, kids. I'll see you when you're 18. I'm winning championships. And by the way, just got done going through the same thing with Nikola Jokic. He likes horses? What? Guys, you can't be a Jokic or a Scheffler if you're not obsessed with the game. News. You can't be consistently that good if you're not obsessed with the game. Newsflash. But at the end of the day, man, I think that's the exact right outlook, dude. It is a job, and it's a unique job, and a job he's lucky and privileged to have. But ultimately, it's about family, and in his case, his faith. Good for him. Good for him. And I think a lot of the people that may have problems with that, I just wonder if they're projecting a little bit on their own lives. There's a little bit of envy in there. And if you think I'm judging you, hey, man, I'm envious of them. Wish I could do that. We'll take a break. When we return, who's hot, who's not? And we'll go streaking as well. We'll do all that right after this.
The Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, UC Davis, and Sac State with the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit sacktownsports.com to join.
For 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
The Giant Summer Sale is here. Get giant savings on our Giant selection only at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save during the Honda Summer Event and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. See all our specials at FolsomLakeHonda.com.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our number one priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda. Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop. Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait one sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line, $100 plus a month, and experience beyond finance agreement, $999.99 and qualifying for it. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card below 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
Whitey here, and I want to remind you, not all grills are created equal. The Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers are built different, built better, and built to last, with features other grills can't match, complete with a lifetime warranty. It's a great time to find out for yourself because Napoleon's Pro Summer Blast is on right now. Save up to $400 today on a Napoleon stainless steel Pro Grill. Become the envy of your neighborhood. Offer ends July 31st, 2025. Visit your local Green Acres Nursery and Supply and get grilling today on your new Napoleon Prestige Pro Grill. Napoleon stainless steel grills, simply the best.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger, Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hobbit, a Hobbit Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. What's happening for the Hobbit Employee Pricing Plus sales event?
We're going all in on Ram this month with not just employee pricing, but huge emphasis on the plus you can only get at Hobbit. Right now, save up to $16,000 off MSRP on new 2025 Ram 1500 crew cabs.
What about those hard-to-find Ram heavy duties?
If you're looking for something bigger, save up to $13,500 off MSRP on the hard-to-find brand new 2025 heavy-duty Ram 2500s and 3500s, with 500 new Rams available.
Search, select, and save through our whole inventory at hobbitdodge.com. Nobody beats Hoblet. Period. $16,000 total net savings on select new 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn after $6,500 factor rebates and $9,500 dealer discounts. Rebates may include $2,500 SFS bonus cash. Must finance with Stellantis. $1,000 trade-in assist with eligible trade-in. $500 on the job upfit. Must show eligible upfit. $13,500 total net savings on select new 2025 Ram 2500 Limited after $4,000 factor rebates and $9,500 dealer discounts. Rebates may include $2,500 select inventory bonus cash and $500 on the job upfit. Must show eligible upfit. At least 5 at each net savings. Employee pricing included in dealer discounts. See dealer for details.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Who? I said, who is hot?
Jansen Junk.
What?
Jansen Junk.
Jansen Junk.
Major league pitchers with 5 or fewer combined home runs and walks allowed over 50 innings or more through 10 games. Pitched in a season since 1901. There's been a couple. Cy Young in 1906. Ed Walsh in 1908. Babe Adams in 1920.
Oh, Babe Adams is so good.
And this year, Jansen Junk.
Jansen Junk. This is how attached I am to the bigger world of baseball. I was today years old when I found out there was a player named Jansen Junk. That is my favorite. That might be my favorite sports name right now. Jansen Junk of the Marlins. Well, he'll be traded.
You just finding out this person exists. Oh, he's gone.
Oh, he's gone. Oh, come on. You're on the Marlins. You're 4-2 with a 3.25 ERA in 11 games. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. 29 years old. Jansen Junk's been around. Love me some Jansen Junk. He's been pitching since 2021. He's been with the Angels, the Brew Crew. Hold on a second. He was with the A's? He played kind of. He was with He appeared in 1 game for the A's last year, giving up 6 hits and 7 earned in 0 innings with a wild pitch. So probably not the best memories in Oakland. Maybe that's why I didn't remember him. All right, well, that's a great who's hot. Who's not?
The Atlanta Braves.
Oh, yeah.
On Saturday, they became the first team in Major League Baseball history to have their bullpen pitch 5 innings or less, allow 12 runs, walk 4 batters, allow 4 home runs, give up a grand slam, and take the loss.
Oof. Well, that's not great. That's not great at all. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. I apologize because I'm looking for breaking news right now because somebody on the text line said, losing the Masters lottery, a tradition unlike any other, which tells me that perhaps my Masters denial has come in the mail, but alas, I say, I don't see it. All right. Well, that'll happen. 18th year of celebrating Masters failures. I can get Paul McCartney tickets, but I can't get Masters tickets.
You can afford Paul McCartney tickets? Eesh.
Let's put it this way, dude. Those were on the credit card.
Oof.
Yeah, where
are you seeing him at? Palm Springs.
So Palm Springs was his opening. And of course, that's the one I wanted to go to. So I had pre-registered Chris for every one of his tour dates, including Albuquerque, New Mexico, Des Moines, Iowa, Palm Springs. I was able to get into one. So coming October 29th, and this, I'm taking my daughter. She wants to see Paul McCartney more than anything. My daughter, I haven't figured this out yet because she's going to be in college, but I will be, there'll be some sort of day off coming here. I can promise you that, because I will be flying down to LA, grabbing her, and then flying to Smoothie King Center in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Oh yeah. That was one just, oh dang, we have to go to New Orleans.
Pretty much.
Shoot.
So yeah, I will be.
It's not me, it's my daughter, guys.
I
have to go to New Orleans to see Paul McCartney because my daughter really wants to go.
What I'm really hoping is that my somehow I'm able to procure Palm Springs tickets, which would work perfectly because she's in LA now, and then just go there. But anyway, somebody just said check your Masters account. So I am. I didn't even know I had a Masters account. The ticket process is concluded. Applicants will be noted in July, late July, via email when it's completed. It doesn't say like, hey, you failed or something. Oh, yes, it does. Unfortunately, your entry was not selected. We appreciate your participation and interest in the Masters tournament. Come on! God, every year, man. I honestly thought while I was gone, I celebrated my 18th wedding anniversary with my wife. You know how we celebrated? We reminded each other the following day that we just missed our 18th anniversary. We never remember. It's just kind of a bit we have. We never remember when, because we had a shotgun wedding. We never remember. But I was thinking, maybe that'd be a good anniversary present for me. She wouldn't care. The opportunity to buy Masters tickets and fly across the country to watch a bunch of dudes swing a golf club for a while. Maybe make eye contact with one of the members in the green jackets, one of the older members in the green jackets. Maybe we strike up a conversation, start talking about the history. Maybe he goes, you know what? You're the type of guy I'd like to play around with. What do you say if I invited you out? Would you fly back? I go, are you kidding me? To play Augusta? For sure. A couple months later, I get an email. Let's call him Warby Johnson. That sounds like a Augusta National member. Hey, Dave, it's Warby. You may remember me. We locked eyes on the 16th hole, had a great convo. I got an opening in a couple of weeks if you'd like to join. Absolutely, say I. Fly out there. We have a nice pre-round lunch at the clubhouse. I have club sandwich with a Arnold Palmer, wearing my nicest jacket, jeans, slacks. Play around. My hands are shaking on hole one, but somehow the golf gods, they're with me that day, and I pipe one down the middle, and I play the best round of my life, which would probably mean I break 90. But more importantly, walking around the course with my new friend Warby. Because you know what? At the end of the round, we're laughing. All my jokes are hitting. Just great jokes. Great convo. And at the end, as we're shaking hands and I'm getting ready to go back to the hotel before the airport, he says, hey, you know what? Look, I don't want to promise anything, but we've got enough CEOs and billionaires and political. We need more people like you as part of Augusta. What would you say? What would you say if I nominated you to be a member? And I'd respond with some false humility, trying to hide my 9-year-old kid ready to jump out like Roger Rabbit when they did the shave and a haircut on the wall bit. And I say, you know what, Warby, it'd be the honor of a lifetime, but that's I don't think I deserve it, but you know my email address, and we share a laugh. A month later, after review, you're cordially invited to join the very prestigious Augusta National Country Club. Here's all the benefits. That is the ultimate middle-aged man dream of a lifetime. But I can't meet Warby Johnson if I can't get on the damn grounds.
In life, things don't work out the way you planned. We work our whole life, and what do we have to show? Nothing.
Just want to walk the grounds at Augusta, man. Just help me out. And yes, unlike Scotty Scheffler, that would actually pass my kids to be the most fulfilling thing in the world. Membership at Augusta National. Love you, kids. But this is better. Take a break.
What would you be more upset about? You never experiencing
Kings?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
Going to the Masters, or somehow I get to go.
Oh, dude.
And then you ask me, like, how is it? I'm like, oh, they kicked me out. Like, I had my phone on me and stuff, and they're being like real jerks about it. And I'm not allowed anymore.
You went and got booted?
Yeah.
I would never be able to make eye contact with you again, dude. By the way, I'm looking for the blood pressure spike on my watch that's about to hit.
Oh, we can go streaking real quick.
Okay, let's go streaking real quick.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing?
We're streaking!
All right, I know my streak ended while I was on vacation. I think I was in the double digits. I have no idea where we're at right now, Chris, so fill me in. Hello.
Well, as of right now, you and I are the only ones with streaks. We have 1 game hitting streaks. Jason has 0. Let's start with Jason. He picked Brendan Donovan of the St. Louis Cardinals. He went 1 for 4. So Jason gets his first hit of his new streak. You and I, both of us, we went with Jacob Wilson, the All-Star.
Yeah.
Oakland. The Athletics. Shortstop. He went 0 for 4.
Come on, Jake.
Boo
boo him.
Sorry, it's over. It's over now. It's over. It's over, ladies and gentlemen.
Can I say something weird here that has nothing to do with anything? I swear to God, the music part of that clip has slowed down about a quarter beat. I have a weird, uncanny ability for these things, and I have no explanation why, but I'm telling you, it's slowed down. Anyways, back to you.
All right, so who are you going to pick? We already got a pick from Jason. He's picking Ellie De La Cruz.
I'm going to tell you something, okay? You know, like Scotty Scheffler, streaking, it doesn't fulfill my life completely. I'm willing to look the other way at some of this stuff. So in response to the absolute failure of Jacob Wilson, I'm going to go right back to the well. Give me Jacob Wilson today against the Rangers. You know why? Because he needs that type of positivity.
And I need a streak to get started, so I'm going with the streak starter himself, Jackson Holliday.
Hey! Okay. We'll take a break. Are we going straight to it, or am I going to intro it?
You can intro it.
Okay, I will be back. I'll do a quick intro. Brendan Nunez, what a great interview. He was able to sit down.
Or Jason Ross.
Well, you didn't let me finish. We're going to talk to, we're going to hear Brendan talk to Scott Perry at 8:28. But coming up next, I actually did love this interview. Jason sitting down, just the two of them, Jason and Max and Jason from Summer League. We'll get to that next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A-plus Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal. You should feel better about that. Or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
People are coming from all over to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, from Folsom, Elk Grove, Woodland, Roseville, because they've seen for themselves the huge selection and the best prices at SacSuperstore.com. Good luck finding a lower price anywhere else. And if you do, they'll match it. It's as simple as that. Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where a handshake still means something. Open until 10 o'clock and centrally located right across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course. And online at SacSuperstore.com. The guaranteed lowest price and the best selection of Dodge, Chrysler, Jeeps, and Rams. SacSuperstore.com.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Yep. Don't think I haven't forgotten about this NFL Players Association scandal that's been happening, which shockingly, we're all shocked. Anyone who listens to this show is shocked, I say. Chris, I've reached out to a friend of the show, Pablo Torre, who has really done yeoman's work on this whole thing and broken much of this to come on the show. Does he or does he not come on the show within the next 30 days?
He will not.
Okay.
Because he's going to be doing something else, or there's
going to
bring some other sport down.
There's going to be another one of those. Who's the comedian we all love that's from here? Hassan Minaj.
Yes.
Took like 2 months to get Minaj on. Now, for background, I know Pablo a little bit. He was the MC at the 30 for 30 out in New York where we met. We do follow each other on Twitter. So I did send him a DM. But I kind of agree with you. He's pretty busy right now, as is Jason Ross, busy on vacation. But that doesn't mean we won't hear his sweet, sultry voice on the radio as he sat down during Summer League. And I saw a clip of this while I was on vacation and loved it with Max Reo. I'm just going to say the brand new Nikola Jokic. I don't think that's going too far. Here's Jason and Max from Summer League.
All right, here we are with the rookie, Maxime Reno. Maxime, what do you prefer?
Both are fine. I feel like Max is a little bit easier to pronounce, so we'll stick to that one.
Maxime's not hard.
Depends on who.
Does it get botched up sometimes?
I think a little bit. I think my accent at times doesn't help either, but I think Max get around pretty easily.
Okay, yeah. What's funny is today is I'm going to do air quotes an off day, but you just came from shooting, so
yeah,
no off days, huh?
No, I mean I think it's mostly treatment too, taking care of your body, staying off your legs, but as everything, like you always want to watch basketball anyway. I mean, our next opponents, the Bulls, are playing today, so hopefully watching that a little bit, and even before the coaches talk to us about it, like have an idea of like who they are.
So if it is a day where you're going to get shots up, like just that term, what are we talking about? Like, what's the volume? What are you working on when you're getting shots up?
I think you like to kind of recreate your game shots for the most parts. So you want to start close to the basket, working on your hook, little floaters. I feel like as a big, that's something you always need to work on. And then couple spot up threes, a couple, running in, drags, that kind of stuff. And then working on some pick and pops, and obviously free throws. I think these are like the most important ones, the most common ones. And then if there are like special areas like you're trying to work on or like improve, then you can work on that. Whether it is like, attacking a closeout, whether it is turning a drive into a post up, like you can do that. I mean, it's basketball, like it's infinite, right?
Well, I want to kind of cover a few things before we get to your initiation now into the NBA, which is here and started. So let's go back to kind of where you got your love for basketball. I've seen different clips where you kind of started as a swimmer, transitioned into basketball. When did that love fully develop for you in basketball?
So I think my mom always wanted me to do a team sport. So she kind of put me into like a small basketball club just for me to, try it out while I was swimming. And then we don't really have AU teams or AU tournaments in France. It's more like regional selection and national selection. And so for the first time, I got called up at one of these camps, and I came back from the first day and I was like, wow, is this basketball? Because like this is not the level I was used to play and how I used to play it. So I really fell in love with it that one day. And then I started going more and more, quit swimming, switched to basketball. And then once you start doing your first national teams and playing with really high level players, you kind of have this taste for, competition, winning, and naturally basketball. So that's kind of how it all came together. And then I really stuck with it, end of middle school, beginning of high school. And a couple years later, we're here.
How were you as a swimmer?
I was decent.
Decent. I'm sure you're pretty good. Long stroke.
Yeah. Mostly backstroke.
Okay. Were you always big though when you started playing basketball? Were you the bigger kids, or were you like? Did you grow early?
Taller one. I don't know about bigger. I think I had to put on a couple of pounds when I got to Stanford. But always taller one. I think everybody in my family is tall. Naturally, I'm pretty tall too. So even today, like you don't have that many 7-footers in the NBA. A lot of 6'9", 6'10", 6'11" guys, but past 7 feet is still pretty rare.
Who makes you feel small?
Well, Victor,
but that's kind of one of one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, at 7'1", you can't. Are you 7'1" or 7? What do you say you are?
I got measured. I think it's 7 3/4 without shoes. So like with shoes, 7'1", 7'2", whatever you want.
Okay, like Kevin Garnett. I remember. Was it Durant or Garnett? Like would always say they're 6'11", even if they were 7.
Oh, it's probably Durant. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Were you always a big? Did you have some guard skills? Because you can do a lot of different things. Where did you get that background of being kind of a inside, outside, versatile kind of player?
Well, I think it's funny. I think a lot of people get confused and put people in boxes very early on. I do think at first you just play basketball. That's how you learn it. So, dribble, pass, shoot. Like these are like the 3 basic things you want to learn. And then you just have to like stick on working on the skills, and that allow you to do everything. I don't think putting people in boxes, especially at an early age, is a good idea because you just limit the skill set and limit development. So, you can see it even for guards. Like, I mean, Devin had a couple post up yesterday. I had a couple like closeout threes and drives. So, each position can use the other skill set, if that makes any sense. So I just try to stick with it. And then eventually in my progression, that's how I played for the most part. So now it's useful, and that's what makes you a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I feel like everybody in the NBA has some of that at some extent. So, yeah.
We're still getting to learn you and know you. It doesn't seem like you would do this, but you could always do that, too small gesture to basically anybody that's guarding you. Have you ever done that? In the competition and kind of the heat of the battle.
I think you just hype up your teammate. I'm not really that demonstrative.
Yeah.
I think you just hype your team up. That's what matters. Then obviously, as the game goes on, if someone want to talk trash to you, you'll definitely respond or even initiate it at times. I know a lot of guys get frustrated when we start calling their plays like over and over again, and they don't get the shot they want to. So that's kind of funny. But at the end of the day, I mean, like the best trash talk ever is just if you're winning the game,
Scoreboard.
the game, right?
Yeah.
So that's it.
Well, you're a smart player. Obviously, you've got an academic background. What's been the benefit of that in your just curiosity, the knowledge you've been looking to do, just your background getting to Stanford? Where's that benefited you, maybe on the court and just in life in general?
Well, I think you have a very academical approach at the game. Like you watch a lot of film. I think that's something that helps me a lot. And then, as we mentioned when we started, like the way you work, you trying to reproduce the shots that you're going to have in games. So, being smart about how you work, being able to retain information. It's very, very fast paced. We play 4 games in 8 days, 6 days. So you need to be able to jump from one to another, learn the scouting report, learn the plays. So yeah, in that sense, I think it can help a lot.
Why? So Stanford makes sense kind of in that academic background. Was that always the choice for you coming over here to go to Stanford? And why was Stanford the choice?
I think Stanford was still like very surreal when you're a kid. I mean, coming from France, like all these schools like Stanford, Harvard, like all these, they have like a very big brand name, but you kind of feel like we'll never get there anyway. But then as I got closer, my senior year of high school, that's when it became a little bit more real. And I think if you wanted to do both, I mean, academics and basketball, it was an amazing place to do so. Top of that, the Bay is probably one of the best places to live in the entire world. And we're not too far from it at Sacramento. So really, really happy that I chose that place for sure.
You also had to go through a unique transition. College landscape has changed. So you got Pac-12, very unique, identifiable. People know what it is. Then you jump to the ACC. You're traveling across country. What was that like for your final year?
Yeah, I mean, it felt like being a freshman again. Discovering a ton of new teams, arenas. Also, as you said, the travel. At some extent, I think it's a good preparation for what's to come with the NBA. Cross-country flights. The way I like to see it is more time with your teammates, more time with your friends, kicking it on the plane and having a good time. And the opportunity to play against better teams. You get to play UNC, Duke, Louisville. That had a great season, Clemson, all of them. So it was a great opportunity, and I think we took advantage of it.
Yeah. Coach Hosta, Coach Smith, too, that transition, how was that? Coaching change?
Very different. I think Coach Haas was very like parental figure. I mean, his whole coaching staff, David Birkin as well, in particular, Mike Chapman, Adam Cohen, Brian Dunson. I mean, I can't name them all, but I think these guys really helped me transition from being a little Parisian kid to the American lifestyle, and they helped me a ton. And then I think Coach Smith really took this base that was ready and kind of made it like a final, polished product, if I can say, and allowed me to perform at my best for my last season. So I think it was good in both. And once again, it allows you and prepares you to change coaching staff once again when you go to the league. So it was a great experience with both. Yeah.
Coach Smith told me he was talking about you, and he's high praise for you. He loves you. He's so excited about your future. But he said one of the things he was telling you is like he needed you on the floor. Didn't want you to go get shots sometimes. And said I got to keep him on. Don't want to give him foul trouble. But by the end, you were getting a few more block shots, and just with your height and your nature of play. How was that as kind of being coached that way to say, look, you're too valuable. Try not to be too aggressive defensively. At least play that smartly.
You just follow the game plan. I mean, it's very simple. I do think the biggest thing, as you mentioned, was don't get in foul trouble and keep rebounding. I think that was the two things we really needed. And eventually, I also started working with James Reed, like outside of the Stanford staff, who showed me a lot of clips of top players blocking shots. Myself, how do I time? How do I move my feet? How do I commit fully? And that helped me a lot. I think. It's like anything, it's a skill. You need to be taught this skill and you need to work on it. And I think it was actually good news that I was able to, improve and do it at that level. And at the same time, like I was still able to rebound for the team, not get in foul trouble. You always have to find this fine balance, but always get back to what you're good at.
So then we go to draft night. I mean, this is a once in a lifetime thing. That's only going to happen once for you. It's very few of you ever get drafted. I can't imagine what that was like. Day one, hoping to hear your name, then day two, hearing your name, emotions of all of that, being around friends, family, and anticipating hearing your name called.
Yeah. I mean, you always have that little pinch every time you see like someone going up the stage and, calling a name. It's very funny because it's actually very mixed feelings. It feels surreal, but at the same time, it literally don't feel real. And it takes a couple of days to get used to it. I was telling the coaches, once I got a sack the first day and I got some shots up, felt like it was a pre-draft workout and I was going to fly out the next day, but it's only by, staying there, sticking around for a couple of days and wearing side gears days after days. Even yesterday at the game, it was like, okay, like now we're really here. And yeah, it definitely takes some time to finally settle in and realize what's going on. But this one feeling, I think it's a lot of, confirmation for all the work you've put in, and also the opportunity for you to start a new journey and double down on the work actually. So it's unreal feeling, as you said. Yeah.
On the timeline of it, we're watching the draft, right, as fans or people that are working in the league, and then you see your name get selected. How soon did you know you were picked? Like, do you know when your name is said then, or do you get a call first?
No, you get a call. I think it's pretty much the same thing for everybody. Like teams try to call you, you kind of say yes or no, depending on like if the fit is right. And then a couple pick after that, they pick you.
Yeah. So Sac was a good fit for you. Why is that?
Yeah. Well, I think first of all, I really love to see Domas play. No, I think they were a good fit in the sense that like I think they trust me and Nick, the two rookies. I mean, we saw that during summer league. I do think they have a lot of good vets. Like Nick, Zach, DeMar, all them. And at the same time, like I feel like we're kind of like ready to play. I mean, I'm 23 years old and yet I'm the youngest on the team, so I think it's a really interesting spot to be in. A lot of experience in the staff. I mean, Scott Perry being the GM, he's been around for many, many, many years. Won a title with Detroit. Like once it like DC, the head coach too. Like was an assistant coach for a little bit. Now the head coach played for SAC as well. So, no, I think it's an amazing organization, and really, really happy to be there.
Yeah, and even more faith in you. Seemingly right after the quick trade of Valanciunas. I mean, there's another big that could take up some minutes. There's some opportunities here for you, you believe?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think I'm just still a rookie. I think for now it's like, being able to get up to the level, being able to add something to the team, whether that means you play, whether that means you really work out hard, you're like help on the bench, whatever. I think it's finding your spot, understanding your role, understanding how the team works. It's still a summer league squad for now. We don't have the full, roster yet, but I think it's going to be an interesting process. I'm really excited for it.
You mentioned Neek. Do you feel a special bond with him too? I mean, you guys are all going through the same combines and workouts and whatnot, but you're connected now. It's drafted to Sacramento. You guys have played well and showed well in your press conference. You feel like a special bond with him?
Yeah. It's funny. The first time we met actually was during the Phoenix pre-draft workout. We were in the tubs together after the workout and just started talking for like a good 30, 40 minutes. So I think we knocked it off pretty well. Went to dinner with his parents, my parents as well, and the front office a couple times. So got to know him a little bit better. I think is like the two guys that they drafted, it's kind of easier to like, bound over that. And then, yeah, as you said, like we're both really excited to play. I think we both had a pretty good debut in the summer league. And I really hope like the best for the both of us. I think he has a bright future ahead of him. Hopefully I can do the same. And yeah, just trying to add as much as possible to the group together. And that's what's super exciting.
Yeah. Well, your debut was impressive. And I love your opinion on it because, I mean, right hand moves, left hand moves, moving in and out. I know you talked about speed would be an adjustment, but you look pretty comfortable to me. How do you evaluate your first summer league game?
I think it was solid. Trying to stick to the game plan once again. Trying to be very vocal on the defensive end. I feel like once you take care of the intangibles, naturally ball is going to come to you and good things going to happen. Really happy that we got a good win against Orlando. Really happy that we kind of asserted our defensive identity. And I still got to learn. I mean, it's only one game, like you can't define yourself with one game. So try to stack days, and hopefully being able to perform again and add to the team tomorrow.
I know communication is important to the team, to you. Boy, you were loud out there. You're very vocal. That's the very noticeable in the gym. Have others said that about you out there?
I think so. I mean, I think that's what the staff really wants me to be able to do, be able to help the guard as much as possible. Actually, I mean, I came home like I don't remember who I was calling, but I was like, dude, like I can't talk to you right now. My voice is
gone.
Is cracking.
Yeah.
So probably gonna get some honey and tea right now and be vocal tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. For a few last couple things. We know you like chess, correct?
Yeah.
I don't know who's good on the team in chess. Have you played anybody on the Kings yet?
Not yet. I saw there's a chessboard right next to us in the training room. They said some of the vets were playing.
It's probably just you.
Well, I'm waiting for some of the other guys to come in. Apparently they play. But yeah, I played a little bit. I mean, after treatment, that kind of stuff, getting your mind off things. I think it's always fun. It's just a little game. I think people are getting excited about it for the past couple of years for some reason. But yeah, it's really cool. It's a great way to, just relax.
Family, friends are obviously very important to you. I think I saw a picture, and correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was you. Did you go skydiving?
I did. Yeah.
Why?
Before the contract and everything.
Yes, yeah, you're good. You're good.
So
describe that, because that seems awesome, but also crazy.
No, so it was actually a very funny story. So during the summer, once we transitioned from our previous coaching staff to Coach Smith's coaching staff, we had a big turnaround of player. A lot of freshmen coming in, a lot of transfers, all that. So over the summer, while we're doing training, we kind of trying to, all the guys trying to find a way to bond with each other. I was the only senior returner. So we were talking about, doing stuff that could get us to get to know each other. And then one weekend we're talking about it, and one of my teammates was saying dude, we should go skydiving. And we're like, yeah, we really should go skydiving. But, it was never going to happen. Yeah. Next day on campus, Monday, we go to practice and we see Ryan Jordan, who is our compliance guy, walking out with a suitcase from the office. And we're like, oh, are you going on vacation? He's like, no, I'm actually going skydiving. And we're like, what do you mean? He's like, oh yeah, I have more than 500 jumps under my belt, and I'm going skydiving a couple times a week, every week. And we're like, dude, we're just talking about it. Can you show us? And yeah, sure. So we get a little squad going. It's the 6 of us. These Chiz, Ryan, JB, Darren, Aiden, and I. We're like, you know what? Let's do it. Next weekend, we go out there in the middle of nowhere. When I'm telling you, it's random field, little plane, scary. But now that we're here, we can't go back, right? So we get on the plane.
You could have.
No, we can't. We get on the plane, go up 13,000 feet. We jump out, GoPro, everything. It was an amazing experience. Actually, pretty safe. It sounds dumb, but you have more chance of getting into a car crash on the way there than actually having.
I think those are the stats the skydivers say.
I mean, I think these are pretty reliable stats. But look, I'm here right now,
Yes.
So we all jumped there. I mean, it was unreal experience. Clearly can't do it anymore, but
would you do it again?
It was. I mean, it was a bucket list thing that I wanted to do. I thought we had an amazing time, all 6 of us. The guys that tandem jump with us were absolutely amazing. And then we kind of had this funny moment at the ACC media day where they asked us about it, and JB told well, to bound with the team went skydiving, and Coach started being like, what are you talking about? I wasn't aware of that. So it was a good time. I think it's important for a team to being able to get away from the team and spend time together. Obviously, it doesn't have to be something as extreme as that, but I do believe the connection starts there. So, being able to find stuff like that to do, with a team here, whether it's, we're mentioning going to dinner with Nick, for example.
Right.
I think that helps a lot, and it was a great experience. I'm glad I had to do it once in my life, but now we'll focus basketball, the ground. There it is.
At what point, I'm just curious on because it does seem like when you land, pure exhilaration. Is it fear the whole way down, or sometimes is it calm down?
It was not that scary at all.
Really?
Actually.
Even when the chute releases?
The one thing that's a little bit scary is once you're on the plane and they open the door for people to jump, that's where you're like, oh shit, I'm here.
It's happening.
Then the moment you you fall from the plane, the first 5 seconds are oh my God, I'm falling. But then you get used to the free fall, and that's super fun. I mean, I have the video of me doing it. It's super fun. The world seems so small. You have about a minute of free fall. And then once the parachute comes out,
that's important.
It's literally you're sitting on a chair.
Oh, really?
It feels like you're sitting on a chair.
And he was on your back.
So he's right behind you. He can kind of help you going right and left. Feels like you're sitting on a chair. You go around, you look right, left and right, and then as you go to land, you just slide back a little bit, lift your legs, and you just land on your butt, and it's actually really really fun.
That's cool.
I mean, I'm more scared of roller coaster than I am of skydiving, I believe. So, but yeah, it was a good experience. I mean,
good for you.
If you want to do it, do it. I'm not responsible, but
you are endorsing it, but you're doing this at your own risk. Exactly. All right, a couple other things, other hobbies, the other things that Kings fans would want to know about you. TV shows, movies, food, those kind of things.
Well, food. I mean, love any kind of food. Big Italian and Asian food guy. I mean,
do you
love
cook?
Sushi recommendation. Oh, I mean, I will definitely cook. I mean, I got myself an apartment. It got approved. Let's go.
We're just making progress here.
Yep. I'll try to get to cooking a little bit for sure. I think we have great chef at the facilities as well, but love to explore any kind of food. I do believe I'm very social, love to being with friends. I mean, the experience we had at the baseball game the other day was really fun, being able to see Andrei Stojakovic too, actually, that was there, Paige's son. And no, I mean, we mentioned chess overall. I think I'm a very curious guy. We'll get into, reading, visiting museum, that kind of stuff. Awesome. I think wherever there's culture, there's new things to discover. Yeah. So,
That's awesome. Well, Kings fans, I know, are very excited about you already. We're excited to see your growth. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy Summer League, and we can't wait to see you. I know you want to light the beam. That's going to happen at some point. That's going to be fun, isn't it?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Max. There it is.
Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Fargo, your virtual assistant from Wells Fargo, makes banking faster and easier. Like this.
Fargo, what did I spend on groceries last month?
And this.
Fargo, turn off my debit card.
And this.
Fargo, what's my checking account routing number?
And that's just the beginning. Do you, Fargo? You can in the Wells Fargo mobile app. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/getfargo.
Fargo is only available on the smartphone versions of the Wells Fargo mobile app. Wells Fargo Bank N.A., member FDIC.
Grab the keys to a new Toyota because your next adventure is waiting at your Toyota dealer. Get ready to tear it up and explore this summer like you mean it. Right now, get a low-cost lease on 2025 Tacoma or get $3,000 cash back on 2025 Tundra. Plus, check out the all-new 4Runner. Now's the time for those who know adventure goes off-road. Don't miss these deals. Head to your Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
Offers available through TFS to buyers with premium ready credit. Cashback available through TMNA and cannot be combined with other offers. Offers end 8/4/25.
More fiber and laxatives, eh? Who are you? I'm future you. Future me? Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Our doctor figured it out. It's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Shooting lower scores isn't always about changing your swing or equipment. Sometimes it's as simple as changing how you hit certain shots on the course. Molly Braid, a Golf Digest Best Young Teacher, sees a classic mistake on uphill chips. Players will grab a sand wedge thinking the high-lofted club will get the ball in the air, but instead, the ball pops too high and comes up short. Use a club with less loft, Braid says. Grab your pitching wedge, 9-iron, or even 8-iron, depending on how far you hit the ball. Set up with your hips and shoulders in line with the hill. The handle is going to come back, and there will be added loft to the club, so it will have more height, like a sand wedge. Your pitching wedge and your 9-iron don't have as much loft as your sand wedge, but when you're hitting from a steep uphill lie, your pitching wedge is going to produce sand wedge-like results. You'll get that high trajectory up and over the hill to land soft on the green. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Averyana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Sponsored by the California Army National Guard and Hot Valley Brewing. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Man, if I had a nickel for every time I've said, I don't want to be a player no more. I don't. Those days are gone. Talk about athletics, right? Those days are gone. Are we doing this every day? Very good. I have an announcement for all of you. Cannonball! Sorry, that was an Anchorman reference. Got a pair of tickets to Eric Church, Golden One Center, November 13th. How about that? Eric Church is bringing his Free the Machine tour to Golden One Center, November 13th. We got a pair of tickets for you and a friend, maybe a family member, maybe a mom, maybe a dad, maybe a kid. I won't judge. Bring whomever you want. You can see him live. And guess what? We're lucky caller number Neek Clifford. That's right. Number 5 at 1-800-920-1140. Hey, Midday's giving away Lumineer tickets. Woo. I like me some Lumineers. They're nice background music, and I mean that as a compliment. They're nice. It's here. I put on Lumineers radio on Spotify. Summertime, everybody's outside, just kind of chilling. They're a mighty fine band. So there you go. We're helping you out all day long. Thanks to Jason and Max Reo for sitting down. Brendan Nunes, as we clean everything up while I was gone, he sat down with the man, the myth, the legend, the head of the front office, Scott Perry. Well, down in Las Vegas, please sample Brendan and Scott right now.
All right, sitting here with Sacramento Kings general manager Scott Perry. Scott, thanks for taking the time out of your day, man. How's Vegas been treating you? It's obviously got to be pretty good to see your summer league team sitting here up 4-0.
Yeah, well, Vegas is Vegas. It's been a couple of years since I've been here, but enjoying the time, getting to know everybody, obviously with the staff and all the players on the roster and the coaches. And so far, so good. It's been a good week. Team has played very hard. We've won all the games, as you've mentioned, but the biggest thing that has pleased me is just how hard we've played and how together we've played.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're seeing Coach Mystery do it with an identity, that defensive orientation. It's a lot of the things we've heard you echo as well. And the big thing that you've mentioned is building that identity. How much is establishing that in the summer league, the first event since you've been able to take over, already establishing that here now?
Well, we talked about that at the onset of this summer league. This group, this was the first opportunity to start laying the foundation for that identity. Those 6 values that we talk about so much: competitive, tough, team-oriented, disciplined, accountable, and professional. I'm seeing those qualities with our group, both on and off the court. That's extremely important to us. And so I'm proud of what we've been able to do thus far.
Absolutely. And when you're establishing those identities, the 6 things you've laid out, can't help you mention it in every single thing. Obviously,
exactly.
A very key staple here. I was ready to be tested for what it's worth.
Okay. All right. Okay. You passed your test.
There we go. But what's the process like for you in figuring out, establishing what those 6 things are going to be? You've spent a lot of time in the league. Is this something that you've held with you throughout the years, or has it slowly developed over time to this point?
I would say it's been fine-tuned over the years, but a lot of these values are really at my core and what I believe in terms of team building. When you examine very successful sports franchises, not just basketball ones, but football, baseball, you name the sport, a lot of these qualities that I talk about, these values, exist in those areas. And so you have to be committed to that to be able to live those every day. I mean, when you do that, you give yourself an opportunity to be successful over a longer period of time.
Right. So betting on the person in part of this, because a lot of what you're pointing to is the intangibles. Obviously, there's the basketball skill as well, but betting on that translating.
Oh, there's no question about it. Because look, most of the guys anyway, when you get to this level, have some measure of talent, you know, some skill, whether it's, they can run fast, jump high, shoot the ball well, defend well, whatever it may be. But the biggest separator I've found over my 25 years in the NBA and 13 years prior to that in college coaching is the makeup of the person. because that's what endures over a 7 to 9 month season is those qualities. That's what a person's going to have to lean in on. So that's what's going to be the little things that separate when two guys are talented, people that have those 6 values and practice those every day, I believe give you a little added advantage necessary to come out on top.
Yeah, and obviously you think the rookies play into that well. We've seen them playing well on the court out here as well. But what's the, can you take us behind the scenes a little bit in the process of when you're trying to evaluate those things? Like we mentioned, intangibles, I think they can be a little bit harder to read into rather than just watching film. But what's the process like for not only when you're bringing guys in, but you're inheriting a roster and looking at what you already have already and trying to figure out who fits what you're looking for there?
Yeah, well, a lot of that is time spent through either conversation or observation and how they practice or playing games or just how they interact with coaches or teammates or front office. It's a constant learning to really figure out who really has those qualities. So I'm still in the process of determining that. Now, as it relates to the rookies, there's a lot of homework that goes in to drafting a player. Of course, we liked their talent. We evaluated the talent, thought that they were good enough to be NBA players. But in talking to a number of people that live with them, been around them, mentored them, they all would say, hey, they exhibited a lot of those qualities and made us more comfortable in selecting them in the draft, or in Dylan Cardwell's case, signing him as a two-way player.
Absolutely. And then you see, already rostered guys like DeMars. You never hear a bad thing about him. Great locker room guy. How important is it to have those established guys that have already proven all that things that you're saying to be that mentor for the younger players?
It's extremely important. In my experience, the best team that I obviously have been around for a number of years was Detroit Pistons back in the 2000s. And what made us special and great at that time was the locker room and the men that resided in that locker room. Because not only did the organization set a vision and the standard, they did themselves. They understood it and they carried it out. So now when you start to bring younger players in or other people into the locker room, it polices themselves. They let the rookies know, or the younger players know, or anybody you may trade for know, this is how we do business. So you mentioned a guy like DeMar DeRozan, who I've had tremendous amount of respect for over his career. I've watched him, and I've watched him develop as a pro. And at every stop he's been professional. He's been accountable. He's been disciplined. All those things we talk competitive, tough, team-oriented. So now when he sits with Anik Clifford or Maxime Renault, his words are going to matter because he's done it. He's played. And that knowledge that he can share and others like him can share with the younger players, but I believe helps equip them, the younger players, to be successful as they move forward.
Absolutely. And then we see Devin out here, obviously playing well, dealing with some things a little bit, but, inheriting a guy like that, obviously, I'm sure that you were familiar with him throughout your own evaluation process when you were in New York, but what have your impressions of him been, and how do you feel like he can continue to develop as a player, moving him into that point guard spot a little bit?
Yes, definitely continue to learn Devin as well. He had a very defensive orientation as a player when he was at Providence. I think that's what allowed him to be drafted where he was drafted. And so I want to see him continue to make that impact at this level. And see, I've always believed as a young player, when you come in the door, you have to maximize your strengths. So his strength is his ability to defend the basketball. He's got long arms. He's got good straight ahead speed. What I've liked from him in the summer league too, he's had some moments, especially on the offensive side, where he can really push the ball and attack the rim and get there with the ability to finish. He's not a finished product there yet. He's developing for sure. And it's going to be incumbent upon us and our coaching staff to help him develop and grow as a player in those areas that he's not quite as strong at yet. But he's got to consistently defend at a high level, because that is the one thing that he can do to help our team and our organization have a chance at success.
Yeah, which obviously fits into that defensive orientation that
Absolutely.
Coach Dip is doing. You're talking about how much, we've seen the league, I'm sure you've seen it obviously change so much in the time you've been in here. It almost feels like, I guess I can't go quite back as far as you, to be honest, but my perspective, you see like Houston and Golden State transitioning the game a little bit where it becomes more 3-point oriented, and then everybody adapts to that, and then teams start to zag a little. How much do you keep up with like just the trends of the direction of the league and trying to, counter that compared to playing your own game?
You definitely keep up with, quote unquote, the trends of the league. But I just believe you have to have a solid foundation and principles of what you believe what it takes to win. There's multiple ways to win. So if one team is shooting a ton of threes and they happen to win that year, but again, when you talk about the Golden State Warriors, when they were winning, they had two of the best shooters of all time. Probably the best shooter of all time is Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson was right behind him. But they were extremely effective in the 2-point area as well. And what didn't get talked about a lot with that group is they were a top 10 defense each of those years. So it all kind of goes hand in hand. So to me, we want to build our identity of who we are. We believe firmly that it is a winning recipe when you play it the right way, and then you just own it. And so this old saying, like in boxing, styles make fights, and so it's no different in basketball or football and other sports. You might have a team that really likes to run, you may have another team that likes to play half court. It's who can play their game the best on a particular night or in the playoffs in a particular series that end up coming out on top.
Yeah. And then obviously we mentioned like how you want your guys to play, the energy that you want out there, but stylistically trying to figure it out. You mentioned styles make fights, going to depend on what you have on the roster. But when you're inheriting something, trying to build, how much are you, there's the current guys and how do we optimize what we got going on right now compared to, hey, we're still working to build towards something. So we're going to try and mold things in a new direction.
Well, I've said often about this year is really about building our identity. So we're going to play to that identity. And, Doug Christie and I are very much aligned on that. I think you've seen an early indication of how we're going to play in Summer League in terms of extending the floor defensively and allowing that type of effort and energy to create offensive opportunities and to be able to play faster offensively off of an attacking defense, a swarming type defense. So that part is what we want to establish, how we want to play, and the guys on the roster, we're confident we'll buy into that, and we'll continue as we watch and evaluate to make whatever necessary adjustments to the roster that we need to.
Yeah. And that full court pressure you're seeing out here, there's also defensive positional versatility, especially with the rookies you're seeing here. It feels like positions in general get a little bit muddied in the modern NBA. Like I'm curious, like when you're talking about needing a point guard with Dennis Schroeder, right? I think people have in their mind what a traditional point guard is, but is there, I guess, like, do you have a definition for that sort of role? Or are you more so looking for, hey, we need a distributor, we need this specific skill set?
No, look, the point guard position, even though it has evolved in how some of the guys play it, still to me requires a lot of leadership and really a coach on the floor mentality and understanding of not only his role, but all of the other players on the floor to be able to see the game, make decisions, when to push it, maybe when to slow it up a little bit. He also is the initiator of your defense because oftentimes he's going to be matched up with the primary ball handler for most teams. So that is still the position is still hugely important. Even though how it's played may have evolved some, you still can't run away from the leadership that it requires. That's why we went out and got a guy like Schroeder, who has exhibited that leadership.
And as he do it, yes, 11, Keegan Murray steps back, He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
The summer sell down is on at Maida's Elk Grove Chevy. Save $4,250 off MSRP. Every new 2025 Colorado, C71, CR2, and Trail Boss in stock. And Maida Chevy saves you $3,000 off MSRP. Every new 2025 Trax in stock. $4,250 off new Colorado. $3,000 off Trax. Exclusively at the Maida Chevy Supercenter. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Listen, current cost per Gold Star business or ZFP member not available with other offers.
Alan Stiles here with your Sacktown Sports Injury Update, brought to you by DTLA Law Group. Gunnar Hoglund, out with that right hip impingement, underwent successful surgery for that repair and is expected to miss the remainder of the 2025 season. Grant Holman, whose expected return is TBD, felt discomfort in his right shoulder, and the MRI revealed tendonitis in his rotator cuff. That was your Sacktown Sports Injury Update, brought to you by DTLA Law Group. It's Alan Stiles here. You injured at work? Call downtown. DTLA Law Group, California's leading injury law firm. With over 40 lawyers throughout California, they have won over $500 million in settlements. DTLA Law Group will get you compensation for your work injury. You don't pay unless they win. That's right. You pay zero up front. Call downtown. Text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222. Visit them at calldowntown.com.
More fiber and laxatives, eh? Who are you? I'm future you. Future me? Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Our doctor figured it out. It's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A-plus Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal. You should feel better about that. Or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Lowe's knows big savings make a big difference, especially when you're shopping for appliances. Hurry in to get up to 30% off select major appliances. Plus, My Lowe's Rewards members get free delivery, free haul away, free installation and parts on purchases of $2,500 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowes.com/delivery for more details.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be fun. It's time for What's on Deck, brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing.
Yes, What's on Deck, brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing. 5:05, first pitch, A's Rangers, coming to you live from Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. Lopez versus Leiter. And the San Francisco Giants look to stop their 5-game skid. They visit Ronald Acuna Jr., he of the tremendous throw, and many other things. Braves, Giants, 4:15, first pitch. Hayden Birdsong on the mound for the Gigantics. What else is going on? Nothing. Nothing. Nothing's going on. And just so you don't yell at me, okay, fine. Sparks and Mystics at 4:30. Fever and Liberty, no Caitlin Clark at 5. That's on ESPN. Skylinks, Dream Aces, Wings in the Storm. Is it Wings in the Storm or Wings in Storm? I don't know. That's what's on tap, or what's on deck. I apologize. As we welcome in the host of your midday program, giving away Lumineers tickets all weekend long. I love that band. Alan, always in styles. Been a long time.
It has, Dave.
Alan asked me outside where I was the last 2 weeks. I told him, and then he yelled at me for it.
Well, you said a bunch of places.
You asked me where I was. I told you. You said, I don't know what any of that means. I expanded. Then you said.
And you ended up saying it was Mexico. You were just
I mean, that's like me saying I was on Earth, which is technically right.
It's not, though,
I mean,
because you were doing the thing.
What thing?
I'm going to say.
You asked me.
All these places. And I know Alan doesn't know where they are because no one knows.
That is not true,
No
friend.
one knows where they are.
How do you not know where Cancun is?
You didn't say Cancun.
I said
hold on. So I need to get into this conversation.
Okay.
So you said, Alan said, hey, Dave, where have you been? And you came back with.
No. Okay, where have you been? And I said, you mean on vacation? And he goes, yeah. I said, you mean these last 2 weeks? And he goes, yeah. And then I answered.
What was your answer, though?
My answer was I was in the Caribbean for one on a little island, and then we went to the North Coast. I said an island off of the coast of Cozumel. I was trying to be specific. I said Cozumel. I mean, technically it is off the coast. Cozumel is like an hour away. But
what's your problem, Alan?
Yeah, right? Thank you. You ask a question, I answer, and then you're like, ooh.
And then the second time I asked, you say Mexico and Fort Bragg.
But I was south of Fort Bragg. You know where I went, dude? Mexico and California. There. That next time you're getting nothing. But the
all he does is complain.
Right.
That's not completely
He complained
false.
that my donuts were better than his donuts last week.
No, they weren't. They really weren't. Ask CBS.
There's not enough glaze.
There was zero glaze. Zero.
Alan, was it you that brought in those terrible donuts that one time?
You mean the number one
They weren't
donuts?
terrible.
No, the
they
ones
were just
that were like
awful looking.
The worst flavors. It was like bread. I'll tell you, hey.
Bread.
I gotta tell you something.
So that's glazed donut now, bread.
I'm gonna get into Chris here just real quick.
Okay.
So the people we vacation with, right? The dad, he's Mexican and incredibly proud of it, as he should be. So we had a barbecue Sunday and he brought over dessert. And it was these like rolls with like this pink sugar squares on top, or then there were some white sugar squares on top. You know I love going to Mexico. You know I love Mexican cuisine. The desserts, not good.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, churros suck.
Churros are great. Is churros, is that like, okay, hold on, a serious question. Hold on, I thought that churros were like chow mein or something. That's not like an American bastardization. That's a real, like, legit Mexican thing. I'm asking. I don't know.
I've had them in Mexico.
Well, so have I, but okay. I'm just being honest. Tres leches, that's fine. Fine. And you just literally picked the three.
Fried ice cream.
That's fine. Give me France, Europe, America. Just saying, man.
Okay, compare all of those to a taco.
Cosmos.
Okay, I'm saying it's my favorite cuisine in the world. It's just the desserts kind of are lacking. That's all I'm saying.
Desserts in general. Just give me an apple pie.
Oh, get out of here. Get your fruit out of my pie. Birthdays are meant to be spent with family and friends. You want to talk about a great dessert? How about a crumble cookie? Damn straight. Chris Rely.
Happy birthday today to Cece Sabathia.
Oh, local kid.
Them good.
CC is 42.
No, he played for a while.
He did.
47.
Okay.
Alan is closer, 45.
Ah, you were closer.
Happy birthday today to Josh Hartnett.
Oh.
Talk about a guy. I'm going to say something. I mean, nothing. I thought he passed because he was everywhere, and then I didn't hear from him forever. Like, what the hell happened with Josh Hartnett?
You have a good run, and
dude, 52.
Really?
I don't know.
49. 49.
Alan is closer, 47. Happy birthday, former Sacramento King, Jason Thompson.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God.
Mm-hmm. Get ready.
Jason is, I should know this. Jason's 35?
36.
Alan sweeps it. 39 today for Jason.
I can't. I'm glad. I can't deal with Jason being 39. What's coming up? Real quick.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man,